439-5277. A little heads up, flu season is coming fast, but you don't have to wait until you're standing in an urgent care line at midnight to get all the medication your family needs. All Family Pharmacy believes in medical freedom. No mandates, no pressure, just real options for you and your doctor to decide what's best for you. That's not the government agencies doing it. It's not the insurance companies doing it. Stock up your medicine cabinet now with everything you might need. Tamiflu to treat and prevent the flu, antibiotics for bacterial infections, antivirals to speed your recovery, and trusted options like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, plus immune-boosting vitamins like C, D, K, and magnesium. And if you're serious about peak performance, All Family Pharmacy carries advanced biohacking products, things like NAD Plus for energy and recovery, and methylene blue for focus and brain health. Orders ship from All Family Pharmacy to your door in 2 to 4 days. And overnight shipping, that's available. And a doctor's prescription, that's included in the service from All Family Pharmacy. Don't wait till your home supplies run low. Visit allfamilypharmacy.com/Lars and then use the code LARS10. That's LARS10. That'll get you 10% off. Be proactive, not reactive. All Family Pharmacy makes it simple, fast, and reliable. Allfamilypharmacy.com. You can stream the show, podcast show, or download the show, or you can tell Alexa to play.
Lars Larson Show.
Count on the information stations of the Virginia Talk Radio Network to keep you informed and engaged in the car, online, on your phone, or smart speaker. We've got you covered.
After the game last Friday,
this is Jefferson Forest
presented
by ProSlaw.com. Now, here's the Central VA Scoring Kickoff Show.
I'm down pretty hard all weekend, man. I didn't go to
Oh, wow.
Happy Friday. Happy Football Friday, everyone. Welcome to the Central Virginia Flooring pregame show. I'm your host, Todd Tracy. We got a good one lined up tonight. The Jefferson Forest Cavaliers make their trip down to City Stadium as they take on the Easy Glass Hilltoppers in the annual Black and Blue Bowl. This will be a side game tonight, as we know. Easy Glass is 2-4, coming off a loss against LCA 42-3, and right now, I'll say their backs are against the wall right now. They want to at least keep their heads above water for the playoff. At least we'll keep their heads above water for the playoff picture. When you got to think about after tonight, then we got 3 games left. It's kind of crazy. 3 games left. It's unbelievable. But as I was saying about Glass, the only thing I can say, they have some loss against some good teams. GW Danville, but it's been close. It's been close losses if you think about it. GW Danville, 17-13. Patrick Henry, 13-10. Heritage House, only one bad loss against Heritage High School, 49-6. And GW is 5-1. Patrick Henry 7-0. And I believe that Heritage is 5-1 as well. And as our Jefferson Forest Cavaliers, they have a big win against Amherst County, 41-13. They look to go 6-1, at least for the playoffs. But right now it's just a tight race in the playoffs. You gotta look at it, and especially the region D. GW Danville is 5-1, JF is 5-1, Sorrento is 5-1, and Louisa County is 6-0. So it's definitely gonna be a good one tonight and everything. I think this is gonna be an important win for Jefferson Forest, but. And it's gonna be important. It's gonna be an important game for Easy Glass. They still trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. So tonight's gonna be a good one. I'm excited tonight. I was able to talk to both coaches, Easy Glass head coach, Coach Lovelace, and Jefferson Forest Cavaliers head coach, Coach Cruz. They give their thoughts and intake about tonight's rival game. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back, and then we'll hear the interviews. You're listening to the Central Virginia Florida pregame show on WIQO.
I got a rain check.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right, and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit. True health isn't about judgment, it's about empowerment. At Crossroads Family Dentistry, we partner with you to help you understand your options and make the best decisions for your health. In a supportive, non-judgmental environment, are you ready to take control of your whole-body wellness? Visit us on 221 in Forest or at crossroadsfamilydenistryva.com and call us today to schedule your appointment. Because when you feel good about your smile, you'll feel good about your health.
I'll be feeling it. I wish I had that problem, man.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here's more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work to Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
As a privately owned nonprofit organization, the Forest Youth Athletic Association thrives off volunteers. Volunteering with the FYAA ensures children throughout the Forest community have a local place to participate in sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer. FYAA depends on volunteers and needs your support, whether that's volunteering your time, money, resources, or a combination of your gifts. Visit forestyouth.org to learn more about how you can support FYAA.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no substitute for experience. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We've gained knowledge from serving Virginians for over 4 decades. Since 1982, we've handled auto accidents and personal injury cases ranging from simple fender benders to complex tractor-trailer cases. And we're ready to put our experience to work for you. We hope you never need our services, but if you do, just give us a call at 777-HURT or visit us at trostlaw.com.
Considering buying life insurance? Then ask Andy, your local Erie family life agent. Andy Matthews has been selling life insurance for 33 years, right here in Central Virginia, and has been a great sponsor of JF Athletics. Many Virginia families have Erie Family Life as part of their insurance portfolio. Look for the Andy Matthews agency located on Water Lake Road, right here locally, and not just an 800 number in some unknown office. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
Got it right the first time.
This is Jefferson Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Welcome back to the Central Virginia Flooring pregame show. Now, here's our head coach, Coach Cruz, as he gives his thoughts and intake on tonight's rivalry in the Black and Blue Bowl against the Easy Glass Hilltoppers.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Welcome to the Central Virginia Flooring pregame show. I'm Todd Tracy, sitting here with Jefferson Forest Cavaliers head coach JT Cruz. How you doing?
Doing good. Glad to be here, Todd.
Great home win last Friday, 41-13 over Amherst County. Can you go into details about the game and how pleased were you with your players' response?
Yeah. Coming out of the bye, I thought we went out and executed pretty well there. Obviously, still some things that we have to pick up on. Overall, I felt like the effort, focus, the details was where we need to be at this point in the season. And so what I mean by that is we are taking a step forward, and we're a better team coming out of the bye than we were going into the bye. We're still not living up to what we be as a football team. The goal is we're going to be better every single week. We're going into week 7 here, and so you wouldn't want to be a football team. We want to continue to improve, and we want to be better this week against EC Glass than we were last week against Amherst. Overall, pleased, but plenty of room for it.
If I'm not mistaken, midway through the second quarter, I believe was 21-7. Did you feel like your players let up a little bit? I could say they perhaps got too comfortable during the game. If so, how do you get the players refocused to get back on track in that moment after the second half? First half, excuse me.
Well, one thing I was pleased about in that game was we were up 14-0, I believe. Amherst did a really, really good job. I want to say it was maybe 16, 17, maybe 19 plays to go down there and score it and make it a one-score game. And so at that point, the game could have gone another way if maybe we don't go out and execute the way that we did, or we start to panic and tighten up. But to our guys' credit, they went out, they executed drive. I think it was maybe 5 or 6 plays. We had a big run to start the drive by Cam Fox, a great block up front to create that, and kind of got the ball rolling and got it back to a 2-score game. So at that point, again, the game could have gone one way or the other, right? If we have to punt and they put another drive together and they score, all of a sudden now it's 14-14 and we got a ball game. In fact, we were able to go and get it to a score, get it back to a 2-score game and put the pressure back on them, I think said a lot about what we were doing. But with that, like you said, we went out back on defense, and they continued to put a drive together. I think they turned the ball over late, but they moved it on us well. And so, coming into half, we had to make some adjustments to some different things that they were doing. To our guys' credit, they took the adjustments, they took the coaching, they went out there and executed.
You're on the road tonight against the EC Glass Hilltoppers at Sea State in the Black and Blue Bowl. With Glass in at 2-4, it's still working their way up, trying to keep their heads above water with 4 games left in the regular season. What can you expect from EC Glass tonight?
I expect them to be fired up, physical, and to give us a great 4-quarter football game. That's what you get in the district. That's especially what you get in the Black and Blue Bowl versus EC Glass when JF and the Hilltoppers square off. And you mentioned EC Glass is 2-4, but then you look at their schedule and you look at some of the teams that they've lost to. And Patrick Henry, who's undefeated, number 1 in their region. GW, undefeated, number 1 in both of our region. They lost to Heritage, who's a very, very good football team. LCA, another really, really good football team. And so you go through and you say, man, they're 2-4. But you look at the teams that they've lost to, and they're all really, really high-quality football teams. And especially some of those losses are really, really tight ball games that could have gone either way. And so I think the record may not be a true indicator of where that team is at from an ability standpoint. So we know going into this, it's going to be a tough, hard-fought matchup. We're going to be up for this one.
What do you see the biggest challenge tonight facing EC Glass with their backs against the wall and trying to turn the season around?
Yeah, well, you hit the nail on the head right there. The backs against the wall, right? They're playing at this point for their lives, and they know us is going to go a long way to helping them out in the regional seeding to find their way to that top 8. And so I think the biggest challenge for us is going to be to match that intensity, right? To match that playoff atmosphere that I think they're going to be knowing that, hey, it's not quite do or die yet, but it's pretty close for them. So we have to be able to match that sense of urgency there and understand that, hey, they're going to be fired up. They're going to go out there. It's an explosive team. It's a well-coached football team. We got to be able to match that intensity, go out and play our style of football, fast and physical, execute the way that we're capable of executing, and not let the emotions of the game get
in the game with this much. How do you want your team to start to set the tone the entire game, knowing, okay, this is a game that it means a lot, but this will mean a lot for them because, like I said, their backs against the wall and anything can happen, especially in the rivalry game.
Yeah.
Because as long as you have more than 100,
I think sometimes that can be a little bit dangerous, right? And we learned that, I think, to our chagrin against LCA a couple of weeks back. We wanted so bad to go out there and set the tone so hard really often to make a big play and blow somebody up on kickoff that we got a little outside of ourselves, that we lost some of our execution because we wanted to play. We wanted so bad to go make a big play. And so I think having that experience, hopefully that will help us out in another big game this Friday against a really, really quality opponent, knowing that hey, it's 4 quarters, right? Yes, we want to go out, we want to set the tone and play our style right away, but understand that we have to execute the same way from the first snap all the way through the last snap. We don't have to go out there and be superheroes early in the game or anything like that. We just got to go out there and play our style of football with the understanding that if we do that, we will be successful.
Good luck now, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here's more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no substitute for experience. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We've gained knowledge from serving Virginians for over 4 decades. Since 1982, we've handled auto accidents and personal injury cases ranging from simple fender benders to complex tractor-trailer cases. And we're ready to put our experience to work for you. We hope you never need our services, but if you do, just give us a call at 777-HURT or visit us at trostlaw.com.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants. You've heard how easy it is to get life insurance on the radio and internet. But what they don't say is you may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy life insurance, why not buy it from your JF sponsor, Andy Matthews, located right here in Lynchburg? You'll get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie family life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
True health isn't about judgment, it's about empowerment. At Crossroads Family Dentistry, we partner with you to help you understand your options and make the best decisions for your health. In a supportive, non-judgmental environment, are you ready to take control of your total body wellness? Visit us on 221 in Forest or at crossroadsfamilydenistryva.com and call us today to schedule your appointment. Because when you feel good about your smile, you'll feel good about your health. Young adults face unique stresses and challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Athletic Association's mission is providing a safe arena where growing children can learn the rules and values that come from athletic competition. FYAA sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer foster a culture of fair play and sportsmanship while developing skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit forestyouth.org to register for a sport or to share your time and resources. Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by trostlaw.com.
Welcome back to the Central Virginia Florida pregame show. Like I said, I'm your host, Todd Tracy, for tonight. Next, we have the home team, the Easy Glass Hilltoppers head coach, Coach Lovelace, as he gives us thoughts and preview, thoughts and intake on tonight's game against the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers in the Black and Blue Bowl. So here's Coach Lovelace from Easy Glass.
Good evening, everyone. Todd Tracy here on the field with Easy Glass head coach, Coach Lovelace. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I lost last Friday against the LCA Bulldogs 42-3. Can you break down what happened in that game and what lessons your players were able to take away from that game?
For one, I think that the biggest lesson is that how bad turnovers will kill you. The score indicated what it indicated, and I thought we moved the ball pretty good, and we got the ball inside the 10 twice, didn't score, and we settled for a field goal on our first drive, and we were down at the 2-yard line, and then we turned it over 3 different times, and against a team like LCA, you can't make those type of mistakes, can't turn it over and expect to beat such a high-quality team.
What have you and the coach staff sermonized about in practice this week? Make sure you don't see the same results like that.
For one, finishing when we get the ball down to the red zone. Obviously, for every offense, it's a little bit harder when that field gets smaller and you got less space to work. We got pushed around a little bit up front, and especially when we got down there to the goal line situations. And, you got to take advantage of every opportunity that you get. You don't get a lot of those opportunities. And for us, I think it let a lot of wind out of our sails to not put the ball in the end zone and match them touchdown for touchdowns and instead of trading in field goals for turnovers.
Y'all back at City Stadium for another edition of the Black and Blue Bowl against the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers. What has been the message to you guys this week during leading up to the rivalry?
Just to believe, to believe in what we're doing. We've had 4 tough losses, 1 loss to an undefeated PH team and 1 loss GW team, 1 loss LCA team, and a 1 loss GW team. So we've played a hell of a schedule, and 2 of those 4 losses were by less than a touchdown. So we could have easily been 4-2 right now instead of 2-4. But the message to our team is that the same problems would still exist, whether we were 2-4 or 4-2. So it's all about cleaning up those mistakes. Not about looking at the results of each Friday night, but about looking at ourselves in the mirror and cleaning up our self-inflicted wounds and self-inflicted mistakes.
Jefferson Forest comes in averaging 38 points per game on offense and allowing only 9 points on defense. A team that's playing complete football, how do you match the intensity and the execution for tonight?
They do things very well. They got, the reigning Seminole District Defensive Player of the Year playing defensive end for them, and Slade Kazee, and, they got linebackers that are good and safeties, and, everybody. They're well coached, and they're going to be where we think they are, but they're going to play very hard. They're not a team who does a lot of gimmicks and, a lot of trick things. They do what they do, and they do it at a very high level. So for us, it's all about believing in what they've been coached to do. And, we've really struggled this year on executing the things that we practice all week long. And for us, we have to match playing hard with playing discipline. We haven't really put those 2 things together all season. We've had moments where we're playing very hard, but playing undisciplined. And then we've had moments where we're not playing very hard, and that can't be right no matter what you do. So for us, it's about believing in what we've been coached to do and playing hard and disciplined at the same time.
How important is to set the tone early against Jefferson Forest, and like you said, playing discipline and executing?
It's super early. We talk about starting fast, and with our group, it's not about just starting fast, but it's about starting fast and realizing that it's going to be 4 quarters of playing this way, and you got to maintain that for 4 quarters. So even if we're fortunate enough to start fast, it's still going to be 3.5 more quarters that we got to play, and if we don't start off great, it's still going to be 3.5 more quarters that we got to play.
One question before I let you go on the field. I know you're sitting at 2-4 right now. It's not the start that you or your players wanted, but there's still a lot of football left in the season. I know you preach about your kids about turning around and running the tables, because anything can happen, because that one game can turn the season around.
Yes, kind of similar to last year, we went into the Heritage game, not with the record that we wanted, and we went into the Heritage team that, a lot of folks would have said was much better than us, and then we turned around the very next week and lost to Rustburg in overtime, and, we ended the year at 5-5, and we were the 8th seed going into the playoffs, and for us, it's about, not just being caught up in the moment of what's happening right now, but the long haul, and, I tell everybody all the time that our process stays exactly the same as coaches. Whether we win or lose, we're breaking down that film, and we're going to try to find everything wrong that we did and fix it. And that's the message, and that's the goal every Friday, despite any outcomes. And for us, getting into the playoffs is the number 1 goal, because there's no other goal that can be reached if you don't make the playoffs. So for us, it's all about putting ourselves in position to end the season and getting in the playoffs. And we want to win every game that's in front of us and get that ultimate prize of getting into the postseason.
Good luck now, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no substitute for experience. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We've gained knowledge from serving Virginians for over 4 decades. Since 1982, we've handled auto accidents and personal injury cases ranging from simple fender benders to complex tractor-trailer cases. And we're ready to put our experience to work for you. We hope you never need our services, but if you do, just give us a call at 777-HURT or visit us at trostlaw.com.
Young adults face unique stresses and challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Athletic Association's mission is providing a safe arena where growing children can learn the rules and values that come from athletic competition. FYAA sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer foster a culture of fair play and sportsmanship while developing skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit forestyouth.org to register for a sport or to share your time and resources.
Considering buying life insurance? Then ask Andy, your local Erie family life agent. Andy Matthews has been selling life insurance for 33 years. right here in Central Virginia, and has been a great sponsor of JF Athletics. Many Virginia families have Erie Family Life as part of their insurance portfolio. Look for the Andy Matthews Agency, located on Waterlick Road, right here locally, and not just an 800 number in some unknown office. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right, and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by. Experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. That's what Plumbing and Heating knows. Leaks at your home or business create problems too. Building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why 3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes and activity participants.
Starting Hilltoppers, starting with the offense.
Poor reaction time, can't see straight, endless financial mess. Apple Auto Glass knows cracks in your windshield lead to serious problems. Apple Auto Glass as soon as you see the crack. Apple Auto Glass is still locally owned on Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg, so you'll speak with Harold, not Mystery Man from an 800 number. They'll handle insurance claims too. Apple Auto Glass, your local shop ensuring fast solutions to your windshield crack problems.
It's here, the fall spectacular at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford. On 2025 Ram 1500.
Number one on the software.
Drive off today in a Wrangler Sport and save up to $6,000 off MSRP. Don't miss the fall spectacular sales event at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, 1750 Independence Boulevard, MagicCityBedford.com. Financing with
What if you knew that true health and wellness starts in your mouth? At Crossroads Family Dentistry and Forest, we believe your oral health is a window into your overall body. It's a critical part of a complex system. That's why we take a co-diagnostic approach. We don't just tell you what you need, we show you using simple language and digital imaging. For a collaborative approach for your oral health, come see us at Crossroads Family Dentistry on 201 in Forest.
Do what you need. Leave anything you need, man.
I'm here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is the place for you. Here's more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches ashamed because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact as a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
You're listening to Jefferson Forest Cavalier football on Virginia's talk station, WIQO Forest, 100.9 FM.
Number 2, AJ Coles. Number 64, Julian Scott. And number 77,
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Welcome back to the Central Floor. Welcome back to the Central Virginia Floor pregame show, and that's it, everyone. I think tonight is going to be a good matchup. I mean, what can you say? The Black and Blue Bowl is going to be really intense. I mean, both teams. It's the point where both teams. I mean, same region in the playoffs as well. So one team's fighting for the conversation, keep the names in there, and one team is Another team like JF trying to get another win, at least keep their heads for the top position seed in the Region D Virginia High School playoff in Division 4. So it's going to be a lot going on. So I'm excited about tonight. Now we go ahead to City Stadium as Ed Lane and Coach Rick Kennedy give you more JF football. So I'll see y'all in halftime. The Jefferson Forest Cavaliers presented by Trust Law halftime show. Thank you for listening to the Central Virginia Florida pregame show. Now here's LA Coach Rick Kennedy.
Thank you, Todd. We appreciate your taking time for us here this evening as the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers come into tonight's matchup 5-1, 2-1 in the Seminole District, and after a big bounce-back victory, 41-13 last week against the Amherst Lancers after losing before the bye week to LCA 22-19. Meanwhile, the EC Glass Hilltoppers on a bit of a skid of late, dropping last week's contest at LCA 42-3. Fresh off of that loss the week before, fresh off the victory the week before, 47-16. So that's where teams stand right now. 2-4 EC Glass, 1-2 in the Seminole against JF, 5-1 overall, 2-1 in district play. Now to tonight's keys to the game, presented by Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford. For your new ride, the keys await you at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford. It's the coach, Ray Kennedy.
I appreciate that, Ed. Yeah, what a great Friday night for some football here at City Stadium, and JF Cavaliers come in on the road against the Hilltoppers, and I tell you what, they played some good football last week against Amherst. They cannot let down because EC Glass is always loaded with talent, with speed, with some athleticism, and they have to come out here with their minds focused. Now, my keys to the game are up front. Up front, the JF Cavaliers line needs to control the trenches. They need to be able to dominate, be able to run the football, and that's going to be the key for the Cavaliers.
That is big for JF. They have leaned on that ground game all season long. They have a bevy of 7 to 8 backs, a stable as many people would refer to it, and a lot of that is key by an offensive line that replaced all 5 starters from last year's team, but clearly they have found a way to hit their groove early in the season, and it set up the play-action game for Peyton Jackson, the quarterback, who's the junior for JF. Not the biggest quarterback they've had, actually probably the shortest one, as he's comes in at just 5'10", $180, but the junior has had consistent accuracy throughout the entire season. We'll see how that transpires in the early going, because the Cavaliers will receive the opening kickoff as EC Glass won the toss, deferred their option to the second half. So in their royal blue pants, royal blue jerseys, royal blue helmets with white numerals, a white glass in cursive, and white face mask, will kick it off from left to right. It's a high but not overly deep kick, and Barnett drops to the 5, midfield fields it up to the 10, near side numbers, 20-yard line. He's hit there by a couple of Hilltopper defenders, and that is where this JF offense starts their opening drive, 80 yards from the Impact Church end zone.
Yeah, that was a great kickoff for the Hilltoppers. That had a lot of height to it. It gave the return team time to get downfield right there and make that tackle right at about the 20-yard line. So here we go with the Cavaliers taking over on first down, and see what their front line does against the Hilltoppers.
Jackson to work out of the shotgun. Cam Fox, who has established himself as the go-to back from behind now to the left of Jackson. There's a Hilltopper that bluffed into the neutral zone. Flags come in. It looked like a JF offensive lineman moved after that initial spurt into the neutral zone, and it's going to be 1st and 5 coming up off of the neutral zone infraction.
Yeah, that's a good free 5 yards right there. Again, defensively, they got a front 4 right there. Looks like they're sitting in a 4-3. They got that strong safety that can walk up and play at linebacker.
This time a handoff. Thax Rowland burrows behind the left side of the offensive line up to about the 28. Gains 3, 2nd and 2 coming up for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, great job right there. Thax Rowland, again, with the double wing offensive formation. They like to take that motion over the back, over the top, as we call it. We call that rocket motion, and that time he cut up into the line.
Jack Lee to the wide right, Luke Johnson to the wide left. Fox is the back, play fake, swing pass. Lee dives from the 30 up to about the 32. Looked like he did enough to secure the ball off the field turf. Not much more than that, but he picked up 4. It's enough to move the chains for the first down of the night.
Yeah, wide open over there. The corner was really loose on that, and that was an easy catch right there. He had to go down to the ground to get it. If that throw would have been a little bit higher, he could have caught it and maybe had a little bit of a run after the catch.
Lee wind up wide to the left near the hash marks, rolling in the slot. Snap, pitch play to the left side. Luke Johnson turns the corner 30, 35, runs into a Hilltopper defender at the 40. He's popped backwards, but they'll give him forward progress to the 39. Gains 7 on the end-around run after the physical open field tackle from Cameron Mosby.
Yeah, good open field tackle right there, but that was a good solid 7 yards on that's the first Rocket sweep we have seen tonight. And again, that's one of their big bread and butter plays right there. The fact that they were able to secure the edge, giving them that big first down run.
About a minute and a half into the black and blue ball, JF ball, they got the ball first, and they have marched from the 20 up to the 39 of EC Glass. They will snap it off the left hash mark as they break the huddle here on 2nd and 3 from the 39. Hilltoppers with a 4-man front, and then a couple of linebackers crouching toward the line. 2 of those 4 are up off the edges. Shotgun snap. This time it's a handoff. Fox slips over to the far side. Powers, after being hit at the 40, up to about the 41-yard line. Gained 2 of the 3 he needed. 3rd and 1 coming up.
Yeah, Cam Fox right there. He didn't really have much open on the inside between the tackles, so he bounced it off the edge right there. Outside linebacker was able to come up off the edge and be able to pull him down for a short gain, puts him in 3rd and about 2 right here.
Yeah, we'll call it 3rd and a yard and a half for JF. 2 wings off to each side. Fox to the right of Jackson, who's going to take it and hand it off to Rolling in Motion. Barrels into the heart of the Glass defense. Drags defenders up to the Hilltopper 45. He got 4.5 when he needed 1.5. It'll move the chains for the second time tonight.
Well, again, that's a great job right there. Thax Rowland using his power. He is probably one of the bigger backs in the backfield right there when he gets that football, and he's able to use that strength to help get that line surge that the offense is giving him. And that was an easy first down run as the ball is now touching the 45-yard line.
It'll be snapped basically from the middle of the field, a couple of shades to the right of that for JF. They're working left to right here on 1st and 10, just shy of midfield. About 3 minutes into the opening quarter. Coleman in motion, gets it on the pitch over to the left side, turns the corner at the 45, accelerates past midfield and into the EC Glass bench around the Hilltopper 45. We'll see where they say that Coleman stepped out. Good run, though, on first down, and the Cavaliers, it's not pretty, it's nothing huge, but it's enough. That will be marked as a 5-yard pickup to set up 2nd and 5, just a football's length into Hilltopper territory.
Yeah, they just crossed midfield again on that rocket sweep right there. And the good thing that they're doing is they're able to get some blocks out there on the edge, which is making that rocket sweep a viable play for him in this first drive.
Jack Lee to the wide right. A man in motion is Coleman. Fake the pitch. Give off left side. Fox breaks free. 45, 40. Accelerates left side. 30, 20. Down the left sideline. Inside the 10. He's drugged down at the 8-yard line. And it's 1st and goal coming up for JF after the open field tackle from Tanavia Mosley saved a touchdown.
I tell you what, that was Cam Fox right there on the wing counter. And that is probably one of their most effective plays in the playbook because it looks like the rocket sweep, and then that wing is coming back underneath right there, and the defense did not read that at all. Somebody missed their key on that, giving up the big run for the Cavaliers.
For as stocky as Fox is, 5'9", 205, he has acceleration, and he showed it off, particularly hitting the hole on the left side of the line of scrimmage. He's now to the right of Jackson. Coleman goes in motion, option play. Jackson keeps it himself. Stiff arms at the 4, drags defenders toward the Impact Church end zone. They're going to say he's just shy, bouncing it off the right side of the line, and he is down to the half-inch line to set up 2nd and goal as this clock will go inside the 8-minute mark on the opening drive of the game.
Yeah, that right there, quarterback kept that one himself. Looks like he made it all the way down just inside the 1-yard line. One of the Hilltoppers had stripped the ball somehow. It must have been after he had went down on the ground because he picked it up and took off running, but the officials had already marked him down.
That's what they say, and therefore it'll be 2nd and goal. JF from inside the 1, and they'll snap it off the right hash mark. Jackson to work out of the shotgun. Fox from behind will drop over to the left side, and now it's rolling in motion. He'll get it. He'll bang toward the goal line. It looked like his knee was down and the ball crossed the plane. That's what the referees say. Touchdown, JF.
Thax Rowland taking the inside route right there, the shortest point between on that line is straight ahead, and that's exactly what he did.
JF all running on that opening drive. Every run was for positive yardage, and they will cap it off here. They're lining up like they might go for 2. They've done this quite often, and now they're going to drop into a more traditional extra point as Austin Walker was 5 of 6 last week on extra points. One of them was actually blocked off of a high snap and not a great hole. That was a little bit of a high snap as well. That one is also up and looked like it was just barely deflected enough to send it wide to the left. So a bit of a damper after the opening drive touchdown as the extra point is no good. JF 6, EC Glass coming up. 7:31 to go in the opening quarter of JF Cavalier football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no substitute for experience. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law.
They're getting cute.
We've gained knowledge from
Just
serving
go for the
Virginians
extra
for over 4
point.
decades. Since 1982, we've handled auto accidents and personal injury cases ranging from simple fender benders to complex tractor-trailer cases. And we're ready to put our experience to work for you. We hope you never need our services, but if you do, just give us a call at 777-HURT or visit us at TrostLaw.com.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
It's a line drive kick fielded by Vincent Edwards at the 19. He got up to about the 28, then cut from the near to the far side hash marks and brought down around the 30. And Vincent Brooks will be marked at about the 32, so we'll call it a 14-yard return. And that's where EC Glass offense goes to work, trailing 6-0 to JF, who scored on the opening drive touchdown, but the extra point was no good. And a point that you made often, Coach, is you get into that. Will you go for 2? Will you kick the extra point? It's created some confusion the last couple of weeks for JF. Glass now to work offensively, shotgun snap, and it's a fake handoff. Stutter stepping Holloway off the left side. He's hitting the open field for no gain, brought down by Thax Rowland on the left side. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Jaleel Holloway right there at quarterback. And again, that's just a read option, and he pulled it and kept it himself. But I tell you who made that play was Thax Rowland coming off the block of the slot receiver right there. And once he separated, he came up and put a lick on the quarterback.
7 Wallers in the backfield. He's right now to the left of Jaleel Holloway. Big 6'3" junior quarterback, calls for it out of the shotgun in a 3-receiver set. Waller gets it off the right side, nowhere to go. He stood up immediately. Logan Hamilton was there. Thax Rowland and Pearson Brooks also in on the stop, and Bryson Spano came in to clean it up. We mentioned 4 Cavaliers, all three of them at the linebacker spot. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Well, that's just the inside zone right there, and that time he handed it off, but there was nothing there. Defensive front did a great job penetrating in right there. And I tell you, Logan Hamilton was the first one to make contact on that line of scrimmage.
So it's 3rd and long coming up for Jaleel Holloway on the opening drive. Hilltoppers looking to avoid a 3-and-out. He calls for the shotgun snap and a rollout to the right to try to avoid pressure. The lefty throws across his body and it's picked off. 45-yard line. Lucas Johnson cuts back to the near side. Hit it at 36 and brought down there. But the interception on the cross-body throw from Jaleel Holloway, and it's read perfectly, thrown into double coverage, and JF's going to be set up with a short field.
Yeah, Luke Johnson right there. He would just playing from the corner position. He just dropped back, and as Holloway was rolling out, he went ahead and fired it right into a crowd, and Johnson was right there for the pick.
That was thrown across the body and into double coverage, and it was just not a high percentage throw from Jaleel Holloway, trying to trust his great athleticism a little too much. And JF's going to get a short field starting at the Hilltopper 36. And now it's going to be down to the 31 as an encroachment's going to be coming up on Manning Moats, the defensive tackle, as the junior jumped into the neutral zone. An odd nugget here, Coach, but on the first 2 drives for JF's offense, they have gone from 1st and 10 to 1st and 5 starts because of encroachment penalties.
Well, I tell you what, EC Glass, they need to stop hurting themselves right now. Penalties and the big turnover right now. JF is playing with a lot of momentum early in this first quarter.
Moat's easy to spot. He's got the Guardian cap, one of the new additions that's come the last couple of years. Now flags come flying as Coleman goes in motion. It didn't look like it was Coleman who flinched. He was going from the slot over from right to left, and now it'll be back to 1st and 10 as it's a false start on JF.
Well, that just resets it back to where it originally was. So they traded penalties right there, and now that's just reset back to the 1st and 10. Let's see if Coach Cruz decides to change up what he was going to run now that the penalty has been asserted against him. 3
penalties. You would think in a black and blue ball that's not that uncommon, except they're all procedural, not effort and intensity based. Coleman in motion, pitch play over to the left side, takes it, turns the corner, 35, slips out of the tackle there, past the 30, stays on his feet down the left sideline, 20 before getting out of bounds around the 16. He kind of stutter stepped and then just slid out of bounds at the 16-yard line, and Xander Coleman found that gear. And we've said this all along, Coach, for our new listeners. Coleman has about 5 gears he can hit. He was about in 3rd or so gear there. It was enough speed to get 20, but not nearly enough to break it, which he's capable of.
Well, I tell you what, he by far is their most athletic player, probably the fastest player on the team right there. And he did a lot of juking, backing around, went around some blocks right there to make that big run happen.
Shotgun snap coming, left side, it's rolling, tries to get out of a tackle, cannot. Gets over to the left side, and then he's engulfed in the open field by A.J. Coles. The middle linebacker captain comes up with a big play when the Hilltoppers needed. It's no gain.
Well, that's the first time the Hilltoppers were able to actually penetrate across the line of scrimmage right there. And that time, Thax Rowland didn't have anywhere to go. He was kind of stutter-stepping, trying to find a spot. By then, it was too late for the linebacker who came through and made a good tackle.
5:15, counting down in the opening quarter. Cavaliers looking to grow their 6-0 advantage at EC Glass. Jackson, empty backfield, now coming in motion from right to left to right is Coleman. Turns the corner, 20. He's gone, 15, 10, 5. He'll sprint into the Impact Church end zone off the right side for the JF touchdown. When Coleman turned on those jets at the 10, as fast as there are some Hilltoppers, nobody can match that speed, and Coleman breaks free for the second JF touchdown.
Well, they blocked that absolutely perfect right there. What they did was they brought the extra receiver. They had actually 2 receiver side along with the wing. They had EC Glass outnumbered. Everybody was accounted for, and everybody made their block, and that made it an easy run for Xander Coleman on the rocket sweep to run that into end zone.
JF's going to line up for the traditional extra point. Snaps a little high. This time it's executed perfectly. Down through the middle, and it's 13-0 JF. Exactly 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter on JF Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard and transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to your old surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after photos.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Warm
you're going
weather
to just make
means traveling.
mistakes.
Hi, I'm
You
Randy
can't do
Trost
that
with
against
Coast
these
Law
top-end
with a
teams
couple
in
of
the
safety
Seminole.
reminders. Always wear your seatbelt. Don't drive distracted or impaired. And remember, it's better to safely arrive a little later than being in an auto accident. Those things can make a big difference between a fun family trip or a painful alternative. At Trost Law, I hope you never need our services, but if you do, we're here to help you at 777-HURT or TrostLaw.com.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Austin Walker's squib kick bounces, takes a weird hop, fielded at the 21-yard line, up to the 30, over to the far sideline, 35. Trying to bounce out to the 40-yard line, gets it pushed into the sideline, but not before crossing midfield is Damaris Harris, And Demarius Harris gives EC Glass possibly the spark they need down to the Cavalier 46 on that 34-yard kickoff return.
Yeah, big return right there, and that's exactly what the Hilltoppers needed. They need to take away some of this momentum that has belonged to the Cavaliers, and they are quick getting out of the huddle and getting lined up. They want to get this offense going.
Jalil Holloway wants to avenge that interception on his most recent pass attempt. He'll take it from the right hash mark. It's a low snap, bounces to the ground, and he's going to have to eat it and fall on it at the 48-yard line. We have said self-inflicted mistakes already. Another one there. It's not super costly, but there's a fumble snap right there, an interception on the prior drive. There are a couple of offsides on EC Glass. JF's got the one false start. If you're talking self-inflicted wounds, that and the missed extra point, it's 4 for JF, 4 for Glass, 2 for JF.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened because Holloway was in the shotgun formation right there, and it looked like the center almost just snapped it right up like he was under center.
Yeah, like they weren't quite on the same page there. So Holloway will take the 2nd down and 13 snap from the 48. We'll call it 2nd and 12. Snapping a handoff, busting through the right side into the heart of the defense, but staying on his feet after being hit at the 46 down to the 44. Physical run from Seven Waller there. He hung in there despite taking a couple of pops from Charleston Harris, the safety, and Bryson Spanner, the linebacker.
Yeah, that was a good hard run right there. And again, all it is an inside zone read. He is just looking for the first crease from that zone blocking by the offense right there, and that was a solid 4-yard run.
4 Cavalier down linemen, a couple of backers peeping toward the backfield. Now one of the linemen jumped and then gets back on side at the last second. Holloway's going to call for it. It's a 3rd and 8 shotgun snap from the Cavalier 44. Holloway gets it off the right hash, a handoff to Waller again. No, play fake, swing pass over to the left side and dropped. Demarius Harris, who had that great 34-yard kick return to set up the Hilltoppers, could not secure it, was thinking about the yardage that he could pick up before actually securing the ball.
Wow, he was wide open. He was a slot receiver. They actually had a trip receiver formation. He was the middle receiver. Both the other receivers ran everybody off, and he just kind of stayed in for a little bubble route right there, and he dropped it. Hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it.
David Matthews is on to attempt the punt for Glass. What would you say, Coach? It's 4th down and 8 from the 44. Punt or go for it?
Yeah, Coach Lovelace trying to.
And it's a fake. Nope, he runs over to the left. Now trying to get it off, and it's partially deflected. Well, they couldn't make their mind up. That's not a good thing. It looked like it was a low snap. Matthews picked it up, and Spencer Sloan came bearing down upon him, and he tried to get it off. It's partially deflected, and it goes out of bounds for actually negative yardage. And that is another mistake from this EC Glass Hilltopper team.
Well, I tell you what, EC Glass Hilltoppers are just shooting themselves in the foot every single series. They are making mistakes that's costing their team. That time, it was a poor snap to the punter. The punter just kind of fumbled it and picked it up and just took off running. And at last minute, tried to do a little punt, shanked it, and EC Glass is just not in rhythm at all so far tonight.
They're not, and they're in danger of falling down more than they already are. It's 13-0 JF, 3:11 to go, and they might need to reconsider everything as the handoff off the left side goes past the 50-yard line from Gabe Barnett down to the 48. He quietly picks up 5 yards, and it's another positive yardage run. That has been a theme for JF this evening.
Yeah, first down runs right now have been in favor of the Cavaliers right now. They're getting 4, 5, 6 yards on every first down run, and that just makes the offense so much better for the 2nd and 3rd downs to get their new set of downs.
It opens up a bevy of options like a play-action pass, which they might consider here, or they may just stick with what's worked so far. Jackson calls for the shotgun snap, and it'll be a run play off the right side to Cam Fox. He follows the right side of that offensive line down to about the 46. Gain of about 2, 3rd and 3 coming up for the Cavs.
Yeah, good hard run right there, but I tell you, it was a good job. Manny Moats from that defensive tackle position, I think he shot through a gap right there and was able to pull Fox down from behind. Luckily, Cam was able to get a few yards in before he went pulled down.
Johnson wide to the left side off the hash mark. Lee wide to the right between the sideline and the numbers. Ball going to be snapped off the right hash mark. 3rd and 3 at the Hilltopper 46. It's another handoff to Fox. Beats defenders at the 30, 40-yard line. Keeps dragging defenders inside the 35 and down to the 30. He needed 3. He gets 16.
Wow, that was a power run right there because he went into that pile just on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and I thought he was going to get stuck right there. And next thing I know, he comes shooting out the backside, just pulling people with him. What a great run by Cam Fox. Man, he's got some power in those legs right there.
He had a 41-yard run on the opening drive, a 16-yard run right there, and JF is knocking on the door of the red zone. This time they'll snap it 1st and 10 from the glass 30. Play fake. Jackson floats it left side. He's got Lee open skies for it in the 3 and falls down with the football in possession at the 1.
Jack Lee went up top for that one right there. He initially had the safety beat pretty good, and the ball kind of hung there, and the safety was going back and was almost there for position, but Jack Lee knew he had to go up, and he went up top and went over top of the safety and pulled that down with 2 hands. What a great catch, landing right at the 1-yard line.
6'3", Jack Lee needed all that height. He skied for it, high pointed the ball, and pulled it down. Now it's 1st and goal. Snap, handoff, Fox hits the wall of Hilltopper defenders. I don't think yes, he did. I'm wrong. He's into the Impact Church end zone for the 3rd JF touchdown.
Yeah, there was, he needed about 1 yard, and that ball just got over the goal line, and the official on the far side came in and signaled touchdown. Cam Fox scoring on that 1-yard run.
So JF capping off that drive, which started off the blocked punt from a low snap that created some panic from Dave Matthews. It was blocked. JF drive started their own 47. A couple of big plays, and they're down into the Impact Church end zone off the 1-yard run. High snap off the extra point. Walker buries it again, and it's 20-0. JF leading at glass. 52 seconds left in the opening quarter of JF Cavalier football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in
They're just
football.
making way too many mistakes.
Leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right console
lack of being
to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right, and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Referee still waiting to get the football in for Austin Walker to kick it away. It'll be his 3rd kickoff. JF, they've had the ball 3 times. They found the Impact Church end zone 3 times. 20-0 JF. They tried to decide would they go for 2 or would they go for an extra point. They settled on the extra point, but it was kind of clunky after the opening touchdown, and it was partially deflected. We're highlighting that one miscue because that's about all that JF's had in terms of serious miscues. The Hilltoppers have had a ton of them, including that last drive coach set up off of the blocked punt. And you go back to that, JF's drive started at their own 47 off the blocked punt. Dave Matthews could not get that kick away. It was partially deflected. And, you're down 14-0, and not to overly criticize every coaching decision, but we are going to highlight this one. Kind of wonder if, Jamar Lovelace would like to have had that one back as far as going for it. You're down 14-0, and your defense is not really slowed down JF. You give them a shorter field after not going for it, and the Hilltoppers find their deficit to be larger.
I mean, yeah, that's just a big gamble. And I guess for being the first quarter, it was probably the right coaching decision to go ahead and assume, you're going to be able to get that punt off and try to pin them deep and maybe change field position a little bit, but that did not happen.
No, it did not. Instead, it was another touchdown. That drive highlighted by a couple of big plays, one of them being the Cam Fox 16-yard run on 3rd and 3, and the other being the next play, the play fake to Jack Lee when he high-pointed the ball, pulled it down at the 1, and it set up the Cam Fox 1-yard touchdown run, which is his first of the game. Ball finally secured, now teed up 40-yard line for JF. Walker gets ready to approach it and kick this ball away. We'll see how deep it is. It's a high, winding kick. It'll bounce at the 10, and it'll be scooped up by Harris at the 5. Right side up to the 10, 15. He's hit and buried by Xander Coleman at the 16. Coleman came in and slammed him down into this field turf on the far side, and now JF gets another big stop there, and they're just continuing to stack their momentum here at City Stadium. 46 seconds left in the first quarter, and a 20-0 Cavalier lead at EC Glass.
Well, that was the best kickoff by far for Walker tonight. He really booted that away from the return guy all the way over there in the corner, and the Hilltoppers finally picked it up at about the 10-yard line. At that point, the return team had gotten downfield, and they just crushed him.
Shotgun snap now coming for Jalil Holloway. Calls for it, gets ready for it, takes it. Waller has it off the right side. 20, breaks through a crease at the 25, follows blockers between the hash marks and the far side numbers up to the 30, and he's brought down right around the 31. A spark that maybe generates something for EC Glass. They'll give him the 32, a 13-yard, 7-Waller run, and Glass would love for that to be a momentum starter, trailing 20-0, 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was the biggest run of the night so far right there. That inside zone had a big crease, and he was able to hit that full speed and make that first down run.
Holloway calls for the shotgun snap. He'll keep it himself off the right side. Stutter steps, bounces out 35. He scoots into the bench at about the 37, 38. Good gain, 5 or 6 yards for Glass on first down.
Yeah, Holloway at that time choosing to keep it himself and using Waller as the blocker on the edge, and he was able to get a good 6-yard run on that.
It'll be spotted right hash mark 38. 2nd and 4 for Glass. 15 seconds. Clock is stopped. Late first quarter. Calling for it. Taking. Play fake and a roll over to the left side. Ball is picked off. Roll into the 40. Sheds a tackler there. 30 down the right sideline. Follows blockers from the 20 to the 10. He's slung down to the 9.
Wow, another huge defensive play right there. Thax Rowland from his outside linebacker position was laid out there in the flats, and it looked like Holloway had a couple receivers out there, and the ball was just kind of thrown between the two Glass receivers, and that's right where Thaxton was standing for the easy pick.
Yeah, he saw that ball quite well. He grabbed it at the 40, breaks a couple of tackles on his way down to the 9, and JF with 3 seconds left on what's probably the final play of the first quarter. It cannot end on a defensive penalty, but they will get another crack at the Impact Church end zone. They've already been there 3 times tonight. Jackson calls for it out of the shotgun. It's a snap and a handoff left side. Johnson slips a tackle at the 10. Ball pops out, and it's recovered by EC Glass back at the 11. Glass needing a break. They might have gotten it. No, they're going to say JF retained possession. Boy, that's a missed opportunity there for EC Glass. We will unpack that when the second quarter comes your way after this. JF in control right now, 20-0. Start of the second quarter comes your way next.
You've heard how easy it is to get life insurance on the radio and internet. But what they don't say is you may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy life insurance, why not buy it from your JF sponsor, Andy Matthews, located right here in Lynchburg? You'll get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie family life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
True health isn't about judgment, it's about empowerment. At Crossroads Family Dentistry, we partner with you to help you understand your options and make the best decisions for your health. In a supportive, non-judgmental environment, are you ready to take control of your total body wellness? Visit us on 221 in Forest or at crossroadsfamilydentistryva.com and call us today to schedule your appointment. Because when you feel good about your smile, you'll feel good about your health.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
JF still has the football. They had a fumbled exchange. Thax Rowland couldn't quite hold on to it there. And despite that, and despite 3 glass defenders being around it, JF somehow retains it. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 11. Could have been much worse. Jackson takes the snap, handoff to Rowland. Pitter patters inside the 10. Now decides to just go into the heart of that defense down to about the 8. It'll be 3rd and goal coming up for JF. They have a 20-0 lead early in this second quarter after that first play from scrimmage in quarter number 2.
Well, I tell you what, that inside run right there with Thax Rowland coming over the top in the rocket motion and running up there, he has not had a decisive hole, and he's kind of pitter-pattering his feet right there looking for something, and the Glass defense is able to penetrate at that point and make some plays right there. They have slowed that play down.
3rd down and goal from the 7 on the right hash mark. Jackson calls for the snap. He rolls over to his left, now stops, resets his body, fires across the end zone, and diving for it, but it's out of bounds. Xander Coleman could not corral that ball. It went off his fingertips. Even if he secured it, he would have been out of bounds unless we're counting the yellow soccer lines at City Stadium. It's going to be 4th down coming up, and the field goal unit not coming on. JF's going to keep their offense on the field.
Well, I tell you what, they had a corner route right there by Xander Coleman. He was running the deep corner route, but actually underneath, right about at the goal line, was number 33, Thax Rowland, and he was actually more open than Xander Coleman was. Xander Coleman would have made a heck of a catch as he laid out for that one.
20-0, JF leads Glass. 4th and goal from the Hilltoppers 7. Jackson calls for it off the right hash mark, takes it. Pitch play, Coleman stops, 10, sees the sideline to the 5. He lunges into the Impact Church end zone. The extra second effort is enough for a 7-yard end-around touchdown for number 7 to possibly add 7 more to the JF scoreboard.
Well, hey, you don't need a field goal team when you got Xander Coleman running the rocket sweep right there. And again, they ran that to the wide side of the field, and they had extra blocker over there because they had the 2-receiver formation to the wide side of the field along with the wing, and that is enough people to block everybody on the defense, and he was able to run that in just like he did earlier.
Extra point, down, kick on the way, it's up and through the middle of the uprights. 27-0, JF leads 11:08 to go in the first half on JF Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
As a privately owned nonprofit organization, the Forest Youth Athletic Association thrives off volunteers. Volunteering with the FYAA ensures children throughout the Forest community have a local place to participate in sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer. FYAA depends on volunteers and needs your support, whether that's volunteering your time, money, resources, or a combination of your gifts. Visit forestyouth.org to learn more about how you can support FYAA.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no substitute for experience. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We've gained knowledge from serving Virginians for over
21 points off
Since
of
1982. We've handled auto accidents and personal injury cases ranging from simple fender benders to complex tractor-trailer cases.
They move the ball,
and we're ready to put our
but there's
experience
just
to
no
work for
rhythm.
you.
I mean, it looks like
We
there's
hope
no
you never
real
need our services, but if you do, just give us a call,
plan
777
of how to set things
or
up for
visit
the
us at
move.
trostlaw.com.
We've been on the wrong end of some blowouts here, but holy smokes.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
27-0, JF leads, 11:08 to go, second quarter. As Austin Walker gets ready to kick it away once more. It's a higher kick, and it'll settle in at about the 20. Picked up off the 25, upside 30. Yeah, there's an opening there, and it closed quickly. That looked like an opening for Vincent Edwards, and then bam, he is popped in the open field by Gabe Barnett, who read that quite well, limits the return to about 15. We'll call it 16 on the return up to the 36.
Yeah, Gabe Barnett made a huge tackle right there because I actually thought he had the crease. It was going to break through on the other side, and Gabe Barnett read that perfect and just laid the wood on him right there, and he dropped right in his tracks.
Can EC Glass get out of their own way, trailing 27-0? They've had 2 interceptions from Jaleel Holloway, and this time it's a low snap, and Holloway has to eat it. So the answer to that right now is no. As it's a low snap, it's a loss of 6. 2nd and 16 coming up for what has been a sputtering Hilltopper offense tonight.
Wow, it has just been one bad occurrence after another. That time the center, it looks like the ball is just slipped out of his hands because the ball literally right from the center's legs was rolling on the ground back onto the side of where Holloway was standing. He never even had a grasp of it.
And now Glass with more work to do as Jaleel Holloway barks out what he wants from his wide receivers over on the right side. Seven Waller, the back to his left. It's going to be a drop back and the lefty throwing, slinging it over to the left side, and it's off the fingertips of Vincent Edwards, the senior wide receiver. It was a little bit awkwardly thrown off the left side throw from Holloway, but it's incomplete, and now 3rd and long coming up for Glass.
Yeah, incomplete pass over here in the flats right there, and even if he would have caught it, Thax Rowland was right there for the tackle. It would have been a very minimal gain right here. And they are looking at 3rd and at least 16 right here. And again, Holloway having to put the ball in the air has been dangerous tonight.
Waller calls for the shotgun snap. Hamilton tries to break through the pressure. Waller steps up to try to evade it, throws across his body, incomplete. There were 3 Cavalier defenders. Charleston Harris was there. Jack Lee and Thax Rowland also were blanketing Damaris Harris, the senior captain, who was on a crossing route at the sticks, but instead it's into the field turf and another 3 and out.
Yeah, that was, again, he bought a little time with his scrambling ability, and the ball just kind of dove into the turf right there, not even close to a receiver.
1 first down, 2 3 and outs, and then 2 interceptions, and off of one of those 3 and outs, it was a partially deflected punt. Matthews puts his left leg into it. It's a beauty. It's a high spiraling kick, fielded at the 32 on a fair catch by Harris. He might have had room to go. He's kind of looking at the referee like, did I really throw my left hand up in the air? Because that was something I'd like to have back.
Well, I tell you what, they got the punt off, and it was a good high punt. It gave a little bit of time for some defense to get down there, and Charleston Harris just felt like a fair catch was probably the best choice, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, you can't fault him totally. I mean, you're talking about a 27-0 lead for JF. Just secure the football, get it back to an offense that, frankly, has not really been stopped tonight.
Yeah, they have had their way, and again, up front, everybody's getting their blocks. The perimeter people are blocking, the interior lines blocking, everything's working offensively.
Fox to the right of Jackson. Coleman goes in motion, gets it on a handoff. He'll try to bounce out to the right side, slips through a tackle at the 30, and off the right side up to the 34, gains 2. Actually could have been a loss of 2. 2nd and 8 coming up for JF.
Yeah, short gain right there on that play. Again, EC Glass really, based on what their alignment is, they have 4 defensive linemen, 2 defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends, and then they're playing 3 linebackers. So technically it's a 4-3. They do have 2 corners and they have 2 safeties, but what they're doing with one of the safeties, playing like a strong safety, he is walking up to linebacker depth and basically giving them a 4-4 look out of the 4-3.
Fox off the left of Jackson. It's a misdirection handoff to Coleman, right side, 35. Season opening at the 40. Follows blockers past the 45 between the far side seam and numbers up to about the 49. There are a lot of flags, whistles that come in, and it looks like a flag's coming up on JF.
Yeah, that was a wing counter right there. And again, that was wide open. The defense is not reading that wing counter at all. That play has been wide open every time they've run it, but the penalty is going to negate that.
Yeah, it'll negate it. JF will have to get ready for a 2nd and 10 redo after this injury timeout to Kai Calloway, the defensive end for EC Glass, who's down on the field at midfield between the far side hash mark and numbers. We'll take a timeout. We'll assess what the severity is with 9:13 to go in the second quarter. Jefferson Forest 27, EC Glass nothing.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
2nd and 18 after the holding call and the injury timeout. Jackson tried to get ready for a play to the left side, but it's now a false start on Jefferson Forest, and they're going backwards here after a first down up to the 47. They're now going backwards. It'll be a 5-yard penalty back inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, this is not what Coach Cruz wanted to happen right here, but a couple big penalties right now has really pushed the Hilltoppers pretty far back after that run by Coleman had put them over the midpoint of the field.
So now it's going to be 2nd down and 23 from the 19 for JF. Do they go to the air at all? They face a 4-man front. It's split, 2 to the right, 2 to the left on that defensive line front. Jackson will go to the air. He drops back, floats it across the middle, has Spencer Sloan wide open, 45, inside the 40 of EC Glass and down to the 37. He snuck behind the defenders and got in front of Damaris Harris and gets past him into Navian Mosley. And it's a first down off of the play action pass on 2nd and 23.
Well, I tell you what, that was backside Spencer Sloan, the tight end. Quietly, he was just kind of holding his position, and then he took off down the seam, and there was nobody. Everybody was playing the wide outs over here on the wide side of the field. And what a throw and catch. What a great first down. What a great play by Coach Cruz.
44-yard pitch and catch. A lot of the throw, a little bit of the run. Handoff, misdirection, and around to the right side. Fox inside the 35. And he just drops low and keeps those legs pushing him forward to the 31.
Yeah, wing counter right there for Cam Fox going back across underneath right there. And again, what a huge first down run. That was a full 6, almost 7 yards right there, as they are back in business after the huge pass play from Peyton Jackson to Sloan to get them back in good field position.
7 of 10, 123 yards through the air for Jackson last week. He's moving as needed there again this week. A handoff right side to Fox, slithers past the 30, down to the 28, gained 3, needed 4, 3rd and short coming up. And once again, off the right side of the line with right guard Chase Spraker and right tackle Logan Hamilton paving the way.
I tell you what, 3rd and 1 right here. The ball's already inside the 30-yard line. You can know Coach Cruz, this is definitely 2-down territory right here for them to get this first down, only 1 yard short right now.
Ball will be spotted right hash mark, 28-yard line, just inside of that, closer to the 27. Handoff this time, and it is stutter stepping Barnett inside the 25. Picks his way down to about the 23, more than enough for a Cavalier first down. Picked up about 5.
Yeah, big run right there. Gabe Barnett just fouling his blockers into the middle right there, allowing them to get that first down. And again, what's happening is the front line of the Cavaliers just really have been controlling those front 4 of the Hilltoppers, and they've been able to be able to get blocks out of linebackers. Even the linebackers are not being able to come up and penetrate and make tackles at the line of scrimmage.
Shotgun snap coming up. It'll be taken in a handoff right side. Fox breaks through one tackle in the backfield, really just gets back to the line of scrimmage. They might give him a yard off the right side. The ball popped out, but well after the play was blown dead by the far side referee, and a familiar name to us at the Virginia Talk Radio Network, Trey Lyle.
Some backside penetration right there is what had slowed that play down. Somebody was shooting a gap off that backside, and they were actually able to get across the lineman's face and be able to grab Cam Fox in the backfield right there, basically for no gain.
You may not bring him down, but you're at least giving your other defenders a chance to come in and make the stop. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 23, really about 2nd and 9 from the 22. Shotgun snap again to Jackson, drops back, steps up in the pocket, now is hit and brought down, a loss of 2. Wonderful Manny Moats penetration there, leads the way. Moats forced the step up, and then he came in from the backside to bring down Jackson for a loss of 2.
Yeah, I think he wanted the deep ball. He had some underneath over here in the flats that if he would have thrown it out here, especially to Gabe Barnett, they might have had something happen, but he ended up eating it after scrambling for a loss right there. Puts him in 3rd and 12.
One receiver over to the far side. It's Jack Lee. It'll be 3rd down and 12 for JF. Roland working out of the slot. He could easily come in motion along with his H-back mate off the right side, Xander Coleman. Nope, it'll be Fox from the left instead. Dropping back, Jackson, swing pass over to the far side, caught Fox, 25, drops inside to the 20, drags defenders down to about the 15. He'll be a couple yards shy of the first down, but now it's easy in terms of having the option to go for it in a pretty open playbook.
Well, I tell you what, that's really almost what they had on that last play right there. That time Cam Fox got loose over in the flats, and Peyton Jackson was able to see him get the ball in his hands quick, and now it's 4th and 2 with a manageable opportunity here. Glass needs to make a stop right here. If they want to make any kind of statement in this first half, they got to get a stop.
They're already trailing 27-0, clock approaching the 4:20 mark of the second quarter. Jackson was calling for a hard count. We'll see if he pulls a timeout. Nope, he'll take it himself. He's in the backfield to the 15. He's pushed forward inside the 12 to the 11, and another JF first down. He was hit from behind, and the force of the hit from Tanavian Mosley, the strong safety who came up from behind, knocked him forward, and it's enough for a first down.
Well, I tell you what, he made it happen. He was following Cam Fox off the left side right there, and Glass did a pretty good job getting some penetration. They were just not able to finish the tackle before he was able to work his way upfield to get that first down.
Shotgun snap coming for Jackson. 1st and 10 from the 11. Misdirection handoff. Fox hit at the 9, and he is undercut and lunges down to about the 7. Picked up 4 or 5 yards, and JF will take it here, continuing to eat clock with a 27-0 lead. 3.5 to go before intermission.
Yeah, wing counter right there to Cam Fox. That's one of their best plays that Coach Cruz always goes back to, and EC Glass knows that Fox is such a tough tackle right now. They are trying to cut him at the knees to take him down because they are not able to tackle him high at all.
Coleman and Fox are the wings. It'll be Coleman from left to right in motion. Snap. Peyton Jackson keeps it. Fake the pitch. Dives down toward about the 1. Didn't quite get to the Impact Church end zone, but it's enough for 1st and goal, JF.
Yeah, that should be a first down if they haven't signaled it. It's hard to tell exactly where the sticks are. They need to. Oh, they gave it to them.
They did. Little communication issues with the officiating crew tonight. We're giving them a hard time because we know one of the referees, and so I might be daring him to see if he'll throw us out of the game tonight.
Well, now you EC Glass defense right now, they have to find a way to make a goal line stop.
They do. Snap, handoff. Fox burrows his way off the right side of the line. Spraker and Hamilton again paving the way, this time for a 1-yard touchdown.
Well, I tell you what, EC Glass defense has found no answer to even slow down the Cavaliers offense tonight, as that, again, is the end zone. Cam Fox running that one in, and this extra point, if it's good, is going to make it 34, and we are knocking on the door of
nope, they're going for 2.
Oh, they are, yeah.
This is music to the ears of folks that have had to deal with running clocks for an eternity. Can JF get to the running clock here? We'll have to wait. 2-point try. Jackson takes it, rolls over to his right, fires to the back corner of the Impact Church end zone, and it's complete to Thax Rowland for the 2-point try to make it a 35-0 lead for JF. Now, the running clock will not start when we return. We've still got 2:38 to go in the first half. That would begin in the second half if JF can hold, but they've got the big touchdown lead of 5 touchdowns. 2.5 to go before halftime on JF Cavalier Football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
Oh, Callaway, Tyrese.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
35-zip JF. They got the 2-point try after the touchdown, but the running clock doesn't start till the second half. We've still got 2:38 to go before intermission here. It's been all JF. Walker has it teed up. It's going to be more of a line drive kick, and it'll be bobbled by Edwards, fielded at the 24, off the far side up to the 30, spins through a tackle. Nice job fighting up past the 35 to the 36. 12-yard return. Good field position. The challenge for Glass is, can they finally get on the scoreboard here this evening? They've had 4 drives. 2 of them have ended in 3 and outs, and one of those 3 and outs resulted in a blocked punt that was deflected and a loss of 2, and then 2 more drives ended with interceptions. JF, they've scored on every drive they've had this evening.
Yeah, and again, offensively, the Hilltoppers are not in sync at all. I mean, they're having trouble getting snaps from the center back to the quarterback. A couple interceptions. They just are not able to do what they want to do.
This time it's a snap and a handoff the left side. Not much room to work there for Nazir Wolfhook. Gets past the 37 to about the 38. We'll call it a gain of a yard. We'll say that's where the referee spot him. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Well, the other thing, too, with just the trouble the Hilltoppers having throwing the football, it makes it really tough here to be in this 2-minute offense and make things happen down the field when you haven't been able to throw the football efficiently at all tonight.
No, they really have not had much of a chance to throw it efficiently, and some of that's been just receivers not getting open and miscommunication with Jaleel Holloway and his pass catchers. 2nd and 9 coming up. JF's 4-man front can now tee off and try to get into the backfield here as the clock goes under 2 minutes. Holloway, shotgun snap, takes it, has time to throw, actually, steps up, now he's under duress. Logan Hamilton body slams him back at the 25. Ball pops out, picked up by Spano at the 15, 10, 5, down the left side seam, and into the Impact Church end zone for another JF touchdown.
Well, I'm curious to see that they ruled that as a touchdown. I thought when he got flung to the ground that it came out when it hit the ground, but that looks like the Hilltoppers are trying to argue that the ground caused the fumble, but the officials are saying that's a touchdown.
It was slammed down to the 25. That ball bounced a couple of times. It wasn't until Spano got it at the 20 that he scooped it up and just raced to the Impact Church end zone for the 6th JF touchdown of the first half.
Wow, what things just cannot get any worse. If you are wearing the royal blue tonight, they have had just issue after issue, and Coach Lovelace right now is trying to get a clarification on that fumble from the official.
Jamar Lovelace cannot get any answer from the referee, and now the head referee is going over. And it is an important distinction to note. There are no replay monitors for high school football the way that there are in the college game, where a lot of them are on TV networks, and the NFL game where everything's almost over officiated with replay review.
Well, I tell you what, they are not going to change and reverse that now.
And JF adds to their lead. Can they add one more point off the PAT? Snap coming up for Austin Walker. It's perfect. So too is the hold and the kick to make it 42-0 JF. 1:33 to go before halftime on JF Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Wow.
Young adults face unique stresses and challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Athletic
Spano
Association
returned
is
it.
providing a safe arena where grown children can learn the rules and values that come from athletic competition. FYAA sports like wiffle t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer,
Number
football,
10,
flag football, basketball, and cheer foster a culture of fair play and sportsmanship while developing skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit forestyouth.org to register for a sport or to share your time and resources.
You're listening to Jefferson Forest Cavalier football on Virginia's talk station, WIQO Forest, 100.9 FM.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
It's now 42-0 Jefferson Forest. Logan Hamilton slamming down Jaleel Holloway at the 25 for the sack on third down. The ball popped out. Referee said it was a fumble. It rolled around on the field turf for about 5 yards before Bryson Spano scooped it to the 20 and raced the remaining 20 yards to the Impact Church end zone. This time Edwards tries to pick up the return to the 25. It took him so long to field the ball. Gabe Barnett came descending and brings him down on the far side at the 26. No real return, and this EC Glass half has gone from bad to worse as we're under 2 minutes to go in the first half. And a reminder, life does not give you a 2-minute warning when it might go from bad to worse or worse yet. That's why you might need an insurance plan like a life insurance from your Erie Family Life agent, Andy Matthews, on Waterlick Road in Lynchburg.
Well, I tell you what, Coach could not be happier with the way the Cavaliers have played this first half, offensively, defensively. Other than one little miscue, letting them EC Glass get a little decent kickoff return, they have shut them down.
This time it's a handoff, and Stutter stepping 20 from the 25, fighting his way up to about the 29 off that run. They marked it after the penalty back at the 24 was a hold on the return. So they marked it back there, but it's a good run by A.J. Coles, and he gets up to about the 29, 6-yard gain in the best of the night for this Glass offense.
Well, I tell you what, they're doing a little bit of change up right there. I trying to get something happen here with this last minute. Again, they cannot go to the air. They have had nothing but bad luck every time they pretty much attempted to pass the football.
A.J. Coles is the backup quarterback. Hilltoppers use him in certain looks, and tonight they've used him even more so just after things have just not materialized with Jaleel Holloway. And so A.J. Coles has gotten looks at quarterback here. And if you're Jamar Lovelace or you're at the point where you're just trying different combinations to see what works against JF, as last week you lost 42-3 to LCA. They actually scored in the first quarter to go up 3-0, and they had some trips inside the red zone, but just couldn't convert, and that will cost you against LCA. Tonight, it's been the opposite of that. They have yet to materialize even a first down to Hilltoppers tonight in the first half.
Yeah, and again, it looks like they got their second team center over there doing some snaps. So the topper that's on the field turf right now with the injury, that may be the center.
Yeah, Bronson Tolliver, the starting center, he's having to be helped up, and it might actually be Manny Moats. It's Manny Moats who's been helped up, and they may be making the change in part by the possibility of making a change at center just to adjust the offensive line, as Tavares Freeman, the junior, is going to come in, and doing those center reps may also just be a technique to try to get him ready. He's going to have to come in cold here after Manny Moats is helped off to the Hilltopper sideline.
Yeah, Hilltopper's in a tough spot right here. They have not been able to get any offensive leverage going against the front four of the defense.
This time Coles has it, a handoff, and up to the 30. Good job fighting up to the 33, and that's where the sequence will end. The clock will stop with 51 seconds to move the chains ever so quickly before it's reset. And the referees now blow the whistle again. They're not going to move them yet. Are they going to call it with 49 seconds for a measurement? It looks like that's what they're going to request. We await as the referees try to get on the same page. Some communication issues.
They got the ball marked, but they're not bringing the chains on. Oh, that's a penalty. Oh, a personal foul. Oh.
And it's a personal foul, offsetting personal fouls on JF and EC Glass. And kind of wonder if this is the referees trying to get ahead of any potential frustrations from EC Glass, and for JF reminding them to keep it under cool. And I would imagine they'll get a second reminder from JT Cruz. It's not worth getting thrown out of a game for any reason, especially when you're up 42-zip.
Yeah, a little extracurricular activity going on that run right there, and both teams get a stern lecturing from the official on that one.
Yeah, Trey Lau getting into his boss mode right there, saying no more of this. Snap this time, Coles off the left side, and he'll drop his shoulder, barrels up to the 20 to 35. It's enough for a Hilltopper first down. They might try to get another play and see if they can cross midfield, but as much as anything, it's about seeing if you can get something going offensively for EC Glass. They finally pick up a first down.
Yeah, and again, they got they got A.J. Coles in right now taking the direct snap. He has come in the quarterback right here to try to get the offense some kind of spark to get things going, but first half is winding down here. This is probably going to be the last play.
Yeah, clock reset. It's now at 10 seconds. Dropping back, Cole steps up into the pocket. He's brought down from behind. Brought down that time by Jefferson Forrest, and Slade Kazee, the Army commit from this past week, brings him down to end the first half, an appropriate way for the first half to come to a close. JF, they will get a round of applause from their fans as they head over toward the visiting area for halftime from the near sideline over toward the far end zone on the right side, and justifiably so, as JF dominating this first half, 42-0 over EC Glass.
They have absolutely put together probably the best half of football we have seen in JF in a long time right there. I mean, offensively, they were unstoppable. Defense, a lot of pressure, turnovers. EC Glass has done nothing positive whatsoever in this first half. What a tough night for the Hilltoppers right there. They're going to have to go in here at halftime, and they're going to have one heck of a halftime speech to get these guys any kind of motivation to come out here in this second half, already down 42-0.
Yeah, I mean, this has been all JF from the get-go. They took the opening drive of the game. Cam Fox had a 41-yard run to the EC Glass 4-yard line. Thax Rowland would punch it in from a yard out to make it 6-0. The point after was partially blocked. The one criticism you might say of JF is over the last couple of weeks, they've kind of gotten cute with these extra points to start the game. It might be more beneficial to just line up and try to punch it through the uprights. Early in the year, going for two, they lined up like they would go for two. They did, and it was successful, but it seems like teams have adjusted over the second half of this season, and that's been the one caveat you can knock on JF.
Yeah, they have not. EC Glass just has made things go from bad to worse. In fact, the officials are having a meeting right now with Coach Lovelace. I'm sure he's still pretty upset about that fumble call. I can only imagine that's what they're talking about. I don't know what else they could be saying.
Yeah, that's got to be it. And the referees are still conversing with Jamar Lovelace, the EC Glass coach, after that. But it unfolded for EC Glass, came unraveled well before that. After that 6-0 JF lead, it was 3rd down and 9 on the first drive of the game, and the third play from scrimmage for EC Glass, and Jalil Holloway threw across his body into double coverage, and it was intercepted by Jack Lee, and it was returned all the way inside JF territory. Then a Xander Coleman 20-yard run from the EC Glass 36 to the 16 set up what would then be a 16-yard Xander Coleman touchdown run. It was 13-0, and JF really off and running from there. Next sequence, a 30 and out after what looked like a good 34-yard kick return from Demarius Harris into JF territory. It was partially blocked. The punt was on 4th down, going for it, or punting it away, down 13-0, and JF recovered. Cam Fox was punching it on a 1-yard touchdown run, but really it was a Cam Fox 16-yard run on 3rd and 3, and then a 29-yard beautiful reception by Jack Lee down to the one that set up the 1-yard Cam Fox touchdown run. 20-0 JF. Then Thax Rowland will get on the action with an interception. He brought it back 32 yards before Xander Coleman's 7-yard touchdown run made it 27-0 after the 4th and goal 7-yard touchdown run on that one. JF would add a couple of more scores. Spencer Sloan had a 44-yard reception on 2nd and 23. Set up what would be a Cam Fox 1-yard touchdown run. JF went for 2. They got it up 35-0. And then Logan Hamilton, a strip sack at the 25. Ball rolled down to the 20. Bryson Spano scooped and scored from 20 yards out. 42-0 is how we are at intermission. When we return, Ty Tracy will have an update for you. Halftime, including halftime scores. JF all over EC Glass in the Black and Blue Bowl. 42-0. We're at the break on JF Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
You said Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ. We are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
True health isn't about judgment, it's about empowerment. At Crossroads Family Dentistry, we partner with you to help you understand your options and make the best decisions for your health. In a supportive, non-judgmental environment, are you ready to take control of your total body wellness? Visit us on 221 in Forest or at CrossroadsFamilyDentistryPA.com and call us today to schedule your appointment. Because when you feel good about your smile, you'll feel good about your health.
I don't know everything about principling.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no substitute for experience. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We've gained knowledge from serving Virginians for over 4 decades. Since 1982, we've handled auto accidents and personal injury cases ranging from simple fender benders to complex tractor-trailer cases. And we're ready to put our experience to work for you. We hope you never need our services, but if you do, just give us a call at 777-HURT or visit us at TrostLaw.com.
Young adults face unique stresses and challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Athletic Association's mission is providing a safe arena where growing children can learn the rules and values that come from athletic competition. FYAA sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer foster a culture of fair play and sportsmanship while developing skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit forestyouth.org to register for a sport or to share your time and resources.
This is Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Welcome to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football halftime show presented by TrostLaw.com. I'm your host, Todd Tracy again. Wow, what can you say? 42-0 on JF being up on glass. I won't say big time, but like I feel like what Coach Rick Kennedy said before.
How are they that bad?
This is the best. I'll say it's probably the best half they had because usually, like I won't say usually, the last several games when they have a big lead, they slack off a little bit. So I feel like they really recovered. These last several weeks, they understand what they had to do. They understand how to finish, and they finished through the first half strong. And that's what I like about it because usually, like when they play the first half, they come out strong in the first quarter. The second quarter, they put their foot off the gas pedal a little bit, but second half comes, they put it back on the pedal. So I feel like this is their best first half they had so far this season. What can you say? 42-0, they dominate all three levels. Offense, defense, and special team defense, getting some turnovers as well. So there's nothing you can say bad about it, but I'm just like, I'm pleased how they've been playing. And I know Coach Cruz is pleased by it, but the only thing is that you can't relax. You still got a job. I understand it's 42-0, but right now it's a new half 0-0-0. 0-0, excuse me, right? 0-0. So it's a whole new half. Anything can happen. They can make a comeback still because they got 24 minutes left in football. So there's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say we can't get too relaxed. They have to win. They have to continue playing good football. So that's how you dominate. I think the second half, I know Coach JT Cruz will say, hey, the 0-0, we can't get too relaxed because there's still a ball game no matter what. So anything can happen. So that's I feel like, plus with JT Cruz, with JF and JT Cruz get to the locker room, I think Coach JT Cruz does a well job in Justin. His halftime justice is so good because they play better in the second half. To me, I think they play better in the second half. So that's why I'm excited about it. To see how they play in the second half. Without looking at the score, mine is the score, but I feel like they're going to play better in the second half. So that's my thoughts about the game. So next, we are going on the commercial break. I'm going to give you halftime scores, updates around the area, see what's going on with the other teams around the Commonwealth area in the Central Virginia area. So don't go nowhere. You're listening to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers halftime show presented by TrustLaw.com.
It's here, the Fall Spectacular at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford. Get 0% for 72 months on 2025 Ram 1500s, or take 10% off MSRP and save up to $13,500. Drop off today and just MSRP. Don't miss the Fall Spectacular sales event at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, 1750 Independence Boulevard, MagicCityBedford.com.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is good for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly, because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m.
Symptoms: poor reaction time, can't see straight, endless financial mess. Apple Auto Glass knows cracks in your windshield lead to serious problems for you and everyone on the road. So bring your car to Apple Auto Glass as soon as you see the crack. Apple Auto Glass is still legally owned by Allegheny Avenue, so you'll speak with Harold, not Mystery Man from an 800 number. They'll handle insurance claims too. Apple Auto Glass, your local shop ensuring fast solutions to your windshield crack problems.
James Wood.
In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy from a business. Call the Concrete Wizard can transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to rolled surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after photos. Same shade of red, Two totally different seasons. Join us this Friday, October 24th, in the Reeling Rustler Red Devils visit the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers on the latest edition of JF Football presented by TrustLaw.com. Central VA Pouring kickoff show starts at 6:30. Kick at 7 on the Virginia's Talk Station app, 100.9 FM Lynchburg, 95.5 FM Bedford, and Open Virginia Talk Radio Network on your smart speaker. JF Football is also presented by Apple Auto Glass, Clyde Smith Plumbing, Impact Church, Magic City, Garage, Jeep Grand Bedford, and the Concrete Wizard.
Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrustLaw.com.
I could be awesome. And now for tonight's announcement of the back-to raffle winning.
Welcome back to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football halftime show presented by TrustLaw.com. Now, I've been waiting for some halftime was around the area. So let's get to it. As first up, we have Patrick County versus we have a 1-point touchdown lead between Patrick County and Nelson County as Patrick County up against Nelson County 14-7. A scoreless ball game between Gretna versus Dan River. Chatham versus William County right now is a tight ball. Was a scoreless game. Atmas up against Alta Vista 7-0. As right now we got Martinsville versus Tunstall. That right now is a 7 game. It's a tight ball game between Bassett and Magda Vista. As right now Bassett up by 3 points, 17-14. As right now we have a close ball game between Lower Botetourt Stan Rivers. Right now the score is 7-0. LCA is up huge against Rustburg. Right now the score is 52-0. Then at Brookville, we have our good friend TJ Wilkerson calling that game. As he said, Brookville's up against Liberty 28-0. Brookville's up against Liberty 28-8. Excuse me, everyone. As we have a good game right now between Amherst versus Heritage. As right now Heritage up against Amherst 21-0. Then GW Danville versus Halifax, as right now that's a scores game right now, 0-0. So that's all your high school scores around the area. Next, let's go to some college football, as I'm going to give you the VTRN college football for tomorrow and VTRN NFL Sunday. As right now, the VTRN college football for tomorrow. And first, we got number 14 Oklahoma Sooners versus the South Carolina Gamecocks, with coverage starts at 12. Kickoff starts at 12:45. The SMU Mustangs versus the Clemson Tigers, with coverage starts at 3 o'clock. Kickoff starts at 3:30. Number 11 Tennessee Volunteers versus the number 6 Alabama Crimson Tide, with kickoff starts at 7:30. Coverage starts at 7. As I say again, Oklahoma versus South Carolina. Coverage starts at 12 o'clock. Kickoff starts at 12:45. SU versus Clemson. Coverage starts at 3. Kickoff starts at 3:30. Then Tennessee versus Alabama, with coverage starts at 7. With kickoff starts at 7:30. As our NFL Sunday quadruple header, we have LA Rams versus the Jacksonville Jaguars overseas at London. As coverage starts at 9:15, with kickoff starts at 9:30. Excuse me, everyone. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Minnesota Vikings, as coverage starts at 12:30. Kickoff starts at 1. The Washington Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys, coverage starts at 4. Kickoff starts at 4:25. The Atlanta Falcons versus the 49ers, with coverage starts at 7:30, 8, and kickoff starts at 8:20. And as I said before, for our Sunday quadruple header, as we got the LA Rams versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, kickoff starts at 9:30. Coverage starts at 9:15. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Minnesota Vikings, with coverage starts at 12:30. Kickoff starts at 1. The Washington Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys, with kickoff starts at 4:25, with coverage starts at 4. Then we have a Sunday night matchup with the Atlanta Falcons versus the San Francisco 49ers, with coverage starts at 7:30. Kickoff starts at 8:20 p.m. That's all our announcements for tomorrow and Sunday. As some scores right now for college football, as we got the Miami Hurricanes versus the Louisville Cardinals. As right now is a tight ball game between the Louisville Cardinals and the Miami Hurricanes. As right now the Miami Hurricanes just kicked the field goal. Now right now the score is 14-10. The Cardinals is up. Louisville Cardinals. Nebraska versus Minnesota is right now. That game just started midway through the first quarter. It was still a scores game. Then we got St. Joseph State versus Utah State later on. Then the ACC night matchup with the UNC Tar Heels versus the California Golden Bears at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's all our high school scores and college updates, high school scores around the area, along with college updates. So next we're going to go commercial break. Then we head back to State Stadium as Ed Lane and Coach Rick King give more football, give more JL football in the second half. You're listening to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football halftime show presented by TroSlaw.com.
Considering buying life insurance? Then ask Andy, your local Erie family life agent. Andy Matthews has been selling life insurance for 33 years right here in Central Virginia and has been a great sponsor of JF Athletics. Many Virginia families have Erie Family Life as part of their insurance portfolio. Look for the Andy Matthews Agency located on Waterlick Road right here locally, and not just an 800 number in some unknown office. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance. It's easy to forget we've been a gorgeous place to live, friendly people, and the freedom to be our best. Apple Auto Glass wants to remind you of how wonderful things still are and how fortunate we are. And of course, when you need to fix a crack in your windshield, side window, or mirror, you can trust Apple Auto Glass. Apple Auto Glass is one of his associates, not some mystery man from an 800 number. So take time, give thanks, and when you need to fix your glass, call Apple Auto Glass, Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg.
The Fall Spectacular at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford. Get 0% for 72 months on 2025 and 1500s, or take 10% off MSRP. Save 500. Drive off today in a Wrangler Sport and save up to 6,000 off MSRP. Don't miss the Fall Spectacular sales event at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, 1750 Independence Boulevard, MagicCityBedford.com.
All white era.
The same shade of red, two totally different seasons. Join us this Friday, October 24th, when the reeling Rustburg Red Devils visit the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers on the latest edition of JF Football presented by TroSlaw.com. Your Central PA Flooring kickoff show starts at 6:30. Kick at 7 on the Virginia Talk Station app, 100.9 FM Lynchburg, 95.5 FM Bedford, and Open Virginia Talk Radio Network on your smart speaker. JF Football is also presented by Apple Auto Glass, Clyde Smith Plumbing, Impact Church, Magic City, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford, and the Concrete Wizard.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard and transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to your old surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after photos.
This is Jefferson Forest Football presented by TroSlaw.com.
And we're getting ready for the start of the second half. We're a few minutes away from that. Ty Tracy held it down at halftime. JF 42, EC Glass nothing. Coach, you had a feeling JF was playing really good football coming into this game, but did you expect it to go exactly like this, where JF has been very crisp, EC Glass hardly that?
Yeah, now again, EC Glass, even traditionally, they've always just been such a good opponent for the Cavaliers. They always have athletes. They always have some decent size, and Coach Lovelace is a solid coach. I mean, to see them just fall apart this first half was honestly, I was fairly shocked at how lopsided that first half was.
Yeah, I mean, that's the amazing thing, and a lot of it were just self-inflicted mistakes. We touched on it. The first four offensive drives that EC Glass had, two of them ended in interceptions. Another one of them ended with a punt that was partially deflected and went out of bounds that set up a shorter than it needed to be field at the 47, and JF quickly converted on that. And, I mean, you just add those things up, not to mention the kind of the dagger, the salt in the wounds, if you will, of the strip sack from Logan Hamilton and the forced fumble that came out of that, the recovery by Bryson Spano for a 20-yard touchdown. And, I mean, it's just been mistake after mistake. JF, to their credit, they've capitalized on it, but this has not necessarily been JF marching up and down the field as much as it's been JF just capitalizing on things being handed to them.
Well, again, the Hilltoppers defense not even coming close to stopping the Cavaliers offense right now. They've been able to pretty much control the line of scrimmage. Their plays are keeping the defense off balance. Everything's working. They're getting to the outside on the perimeter, on the rocket sweep, the counter, the wing counter. The defense is not reading their keys for that. I mean, just everything is working.
You know, everything has worked very well for JF. They have played relaxed, locked-in football. And, you know, the crazy thing is you still feel like there are a couple of gears this Cavalier team could hit. They admitted that the LCA game that they lost 3 weeks ago, the game before the bye week, it was LCA 22-19 victory at JF, then a Cavalier bye, and then they won 41-13 against Amherst. The Cavaliers did last week on Breast Cancer Awareness Night at Sabre Stadium. You know, you felt like that game against LCA, JF was right there. It's just, to be blunt, they didn't know how to handle the moment the way that LCA did. I know Gideon Davidson and Easton Ware are gone from LCA, but that's a coaching staff and a program and plenty of returning players who've been there. Felt like they just knew that a little bit better. And for JF, the one thing you wondered is how would they respond after that? It's probably the best thing in the world that that moment happened mid-season, because while they don't face LCA again and can't get revenge on them, that's the type of thing that has forced them to re-lock in and refocus, and they look more relaxed and certainly as crisp as you would expect them. 41-13 last week, and now at the half, 42-0 against Glass.
Well, and again, the thing you're looking at is you want your team to be battle-tested. You want them to be ready to go in the playoffs, peak, you know, at their point of peaking and being able to make it through the playoffs. And, you know, right now they're up 42-0. We're going to have a running clock. Next week they're playing probably the weakest team in the Seminole with the Red Devils. You know, the end of the year, they have Heritage. And I know we're looking ahead, but, I mean, that's really what they're looking for their next probably big test. I know they got the Brookville game 2 weeks from tonight, which is always a big rivalry game. So that'll help give it a good atmosphere, especially because that game is going to be at Brookville. But, again, Coach Cruz now is starting to put the dominoes in effect in getting prep for the playoffs that are coming.
Yeah, you're starting to think about what's next. You've got Rustburg, then there's Brookville on the road on Halloween. Who knows where the Thomas family situation is going to reside. They're playing tonight, but they've got, you know, more dates in court coming up, including one that many people think will be held right around that Halloween date. And then afterwards, JF's going to battle Heritage, two of the top three teams in the Seminole District squaring off. But Heritage, they've sustained some injuries, including stud running back David Bradley, who's out for the year. And Heritage, after the LCA game, is when they'll be playing JF. Meanwhile, just crazy to think about where EC Glass was. Last year, they were 4-2 and 2-1 in Seminole District play. They entered the game at JF and lost that 27-0, including that game, not counting what's probably going to happen tonight. Glass, 3 wins and 7 losses, and just 2 wins and 5 losses in Seminole District play. It's been an entirely different Hilltopper roster since last year's game against JF. And, you know, the black and blue ball has got to leave EC Glass feeling very blue and blackened in terms of where they are right now.
Yeah, the Hilltoppers have been taking a beating from this first 2 quarters, and the only thing good about it right now is the running clock. This game is going to go extremely quickly, and we talked about it at the break. It's going to give Coach Cruz a chance to get a lot of the second and third teamers in pretty early.
Yeah, it'll be Glass getting the football first to start this second half. Austin Walker's kick is a squib kick. It's going to take a couple of weird bounces. Picked up far side 30-yard line by Vincent Edwards to the far side 40, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 42. And we'll see what EC Glass can do offensively here as that running clock will get going as soon as the referees give it the signal. 35 points or more in the second half is when you'll see a running clock. Coach, we have been on both ends of the running clock in our 10-plus years doing games together. Early on, a lot of it was the wrong end of the running clock. Now we're on the other end of it, calling JF games. But you're in a spot where you get an idea of how different teams handle it, and JF's more the team that as soon as there's a running clock, they and LCA are probably the two in the district where it's just get this game over with as soon as possible. So we'll see if Glass can thwart that and get something going offensively. It's a handoff. Ball pops out at the 50-yard line, and JF recovers. Right place, right time. Charleston Harris, as that ball was just knocked out. Nazir Wolfhook got it poked away, and what's been a bad first half has just snowballed into a bad second half for the Hilltoppers.
Oh, yeah, I tell you what, I mean, that's exactly what you talked about the whole half, coming out and being respectful and, putting your best foot forward here. And EC Glass, first handoff of the game, another fumble, another turnover, and things, again, just continue to go downhill for the Hilltoppers. And, again, the clock is running right now. Even on that change of possession, the clock is still cranked out right here, and the offense takes over for the Cavaliers.
A lot of new personnel will likely come in this second half. We're already mostly into second-string running backs, and an early handoff to Harrison Carter, who was lost for the first couple games of the year with a broken hand. He gets the tote and gets into Hilltopper territory down to the 46. Peyton Jackson is a starting quarterback, and we've seen this. He'll be in the game for the majority of the second half because the backup is Xander Coleman, who's one of your top offensive weapons. But I'd be shocked if we see Jackson go to the air at all this half.
Yeah, no, it's going to be just straight run because the clock's running right now. They already got most of the second-team skill guys already in there. It's looking like they also have a handful of the linemen are going to start rotating in too.
Yeah, Logan Hamilton, the right tackle, still in. Spencer Sloan, the tight end, still in from the first string, but the majority of JF players right now are backups. Gabe Barnett, a regular rotational piece, gets the handoff, and he bounces out from the left side 45 hash marks, drags a Hilltopper defender inside the 45 down to the 39, gains 7 on 2nd and 4. It'll move the chains.
Yeah, Gabe Barnett looking to go inside. Everything was kind of bottled up right there, and he just bounced it to the outside, and there was nobody. Outside linebacker, everybody already gone, and he was able to make that into an easy first down run for the Hilltopper, or for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, JF working with the running clock to their advantage right now. Peyton Jackson, the starting quarterback, is in. He's in the shotgun, and we'll see where the handoff goes. This time it's a handoff, and it's to Charleston Harris off the left side. He keeps his legs churning, fights inside the 39 down to the 36 for 3 yards, all of them after contact. And he's brought down by Manny Motes, who, despite a rough night, he has been banged up. He deserves a lot of credit. If you're an EC Glass fan, the junior defensive tackle and offensive tackle is the type of guy that is playing like he still is fighting as hard as he can, despite the scoreboard not being in the Hilltoppers' favor.
Yeah, no, they have toughed it out right now. They have taken a full beating from the offensive line right here, and they're still battling it out in the trenches right there, trying to make plays for their team.
This time it's a pitch play over to the right side. Carter stops 40, cuts up to the 35, and he dives down to about the 33, 32, depending on where they spot it. It'll set up 3rd and short.
Yeah, again, rocket sweep over the top right there. He was able to get to the outside for a pretty good gain right there, finally taken down about the 32-yard line. So about 3rd and 3 right here for Coach Cruz in this third quarter start after the turnover from the Hilltoppers on their first offensive play.
Ball spotted, 32-yard line, right hash. 29 is the destination for JF off of the fumble, first play of scrimmage from EC Glass. So it's JF ball already up 42-0. Handoff Harris inside the 30. He's got the first down past the 29, down to the 27. Ball squirted out. Was he down or is it a fumble? They're going to say it was down. And Charleston Harris dodges one right there. It's a first down, JF. The chains will move, and we will move inside 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Charleston Harris, he's a junior, big kid, 5'10", about 185, very muscular, strong legs. And again, he can churn it out when he has to also. He is the backup, typically behind Cam Fox, and he's been getting a lot of time with JF having big leads.
Harris to the left, pitch play to the left side. Barnett stops, tries to turn the corner, bounces out. Left side numbers 25-20. He accelerates to the 15, and he's out of bounds right there. And maybe a downfield hold as a flag comes in late. not from all-star referee Trey Lyle on the far side, but from one over on the near side. So JF fans can hold their grief for our very own, who happens to be an official.
Yeah, it looks like they got a receiver downfield with a hold on the corner. So that's going to back them up from the spot.
From the 15 to about the 25, and it'll basically be like 1st and 10, 1st and 9, depending on where they spot this. Very rare you get 1st down and 9, but that's exactly what we're about to encounter.
That's exactly what it is right there. So from the spot, the hold was downfield far enough that it didn't hurt him too bad on field position or on the length from the first down.
Ball left hash mark, 25 of Glass. Clock approaching the 7-minute mark, running quarter, and it's a handoff, misdirection of Barnett. 25 cuts back to the 20, accelerates 15, 10, 5. He breaks through a tackle at the 5, and he's tripped up at the 2. Number 2 almost got to the Impact Church end zone, and he's a little miffed that he couldn't quite get there on what was a nice run. He'll have to settle for 23 of the 25 yards needed.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about reading his blocks and finding a hole. He had the blockers out there, and he read what the defense was doing and how they were being blocked, and he was able to cut back towards the middle of the field, and he had a great little burst of speed right there, and safety coming out of nowhere, Demarius Harris was able to make the game touchdown, the touchdown-saving tackle.
It might wait for just one more play. Shotgun snap, handoff. Harris, he's off the right side into the Impact Church end zone for another JF touchdown. So Cavaliers capitalize on that Glass turnover, march it right down the field, and build their lead up to 48-zip.
Well, that'll definitely stop the clock, that touchdown right there. So that basically used up about half of the third quarter, already about halfway through the quarter on that little drive right there by the Cavaliers getting down the field against the Hilltoppers defense. And this game has really gotten out of hand for the Hilltoppers. They are ready to get on the bus and go back to the high school just down the street here from City Stadium.
Yeah, this is not a memorable night in a good way for EC Glass. Snap on the extra point, the hold, and the kick are all perfect. 49-zip, Jefferson Forest to lead at EC Glass. It's been all black in the Black and Blue Bowl on JF Cavalier Football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
You've heard how easy it is to get life insurance on the radio and internet. But what they don't say is you may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy life insurance, why not buy it from your JF sponsor, Andy Matthews, located right here in Lynchburg? You'll get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie family life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
Warm weather means traveling. Hi, I'm Randy Trost from Trost Law with a couple of safety reminders. Always wear your seatbelt. Don't drive distracted or impaired. And remember, it's better to safely arrive a little later than being in an auto accident. Those things can make a big difference between a fun family trip or a painful alternative. At Trost Law, I hope you never need our services, but if you do, we're here to help you at 777-HURT or TrostLaw.com.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
49-0, Jefferson Forest cruising at EC Glass. 6:18 to go in the third quarter after the Nazir Wolfolk fumble to start the first play from scrimmage for Glass in the second half. JF took it down the field and built on their lead. This time, Vincent Edwards fields it at the 17, coming across the grain, tries to cut back to the far side. That's a disastrous spot, and the ball pops out, and JF recovers that one to the 17. Just when you didn't think it could get worse, it does.
So I really think EC Glass was trying to do a reverse on the kickoff. So they fielded it, and they were trying to run the reverse, and Xander Coleman was able to catch up and get to him right before the handoff and be able to help strip and knock that handoff from the reverse happening right there, and the ball goes on the ground. And once again, the Cavaliers are in business after another huge mistake by the Hilltoppers.
That time it was popped out, and Vincent Edwards couldn't hold on to the ball, and Gabe Barnett after it bounced around literally from the middle of the field over to the far sideline, recovers, and JF back to work once more. Jackson in at quarterback, really for handoff purposes only, and flags come in. This might be a delay of game on JF. And it is, and with a running clock, the running clock will actually continue to run again, which might be a little merciful for EC Glass.
And actually, I really feel like Coach Cruz is just trying to actually slow this game down as much as possible. He wanted him to try to wait until the last minute to snap that ball just to make more time come off the clock.
Yeah, this time it's running behind the second string offensive line, and Justin Lester gets the carry and goes to about the 20 after the delay of game. It's a pickup of 3. Now we have full second stringers in at every level of the offense for JF, with the exception of the quarterback position, which has just been Peyton Jackson, and he's getting just whatever JT Cruz says, which I'm sure involves no Jackson running and no Jackson throwing.
No, just handoff. Just handoffs. That's all Coach Cruz wants him doing. Again, he wants him to try to let this 25-second clock really run down and snap it, hopefully at the last possible minute, just to slow this game and get off the field.
And it's interesting as well. You've got a clock here for the play clock, and it's snapped at 3 and a handoff left side. Barreling through defenders down to about the 10 goes Harrison Carter. It'll be first down. No, they won't quite give them the first down. They're going to spot it at the 10, a couple yards shy of the first down. So it'll be third, and we'll call it 2.5.
Yeah, they got second and third team special guys, receivers, and the run and the wings are pretty much rotating every play right here. Everybody's getting an opportunity to get a little time here on this game right here with the Hilltoppers 7 touchdowns ahead right now.
And it might be more if they can get to the Impact Church end zone for an 8th time tonight. A lot of these off short fields, including this one. Pitch play left side. Carter turns the corner. 10. Carter at the 5. He pushes the defender out of the way at the 1. And he's into the Impact Church end zone in the front left corner for the 8th JF touchdown of the night.
Well, that was Harrison Carter, one of the senior backups right there. And what a special night for a senior to get an opportunity to get in the game. And then on top of that, you're able to get a touchdown. He'll remember and be able to talk about that for a long time. Great run. That was the rocket sweep. He took that, followed his blockers all the way around, had the sideline, and made it right into the end zone. What a great night for Harrison Carter to get that touchdown.
This time the snap, hold, and kicker up and perfect as well. And it's 56-0. JF the lead at EC Glass. We still have 3:43 left here in the third quarter on JF Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Considering buying life insurance? Then ask Andy, your local Erie family life agent. Andy Matthews has been selling life insurance for 33 years right here in Central Virginia and has been a great sponsor of JF Athletics. Many Virginia families have Erie Family Life part of their insurance portfolio. Look for the Andy Matthews Agency, located on Waterlick Road, right here locally, and not just an 800 number in some unknown office. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
Friday on the morning warm-up, Mike Neff, frontstretch.com, joined us about Pinsky's chances to still make the championship 4, Danny Hamlin getting to 60 wins, and possible format changes in the future. Plus, Sam, Ty, Luke, and I made our picks for the games this weekend. Monday, we'll react to the weekend. Join us in the morning warm-up, weekday morning, 7 to 8 a.m. on VTRN Sports, 93.3 FM, 1320 a.m., and on the VTRN Sports app.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
56-0, Jefferson Forest, the lead against DC Glass. That was another short field. It was an 18-yard touchdown drive after the Vincent Edwards fumble. It was picked up by JF's Gabe Barnett at the 18, where he fell on it. This time it's kicked off and picked up by Harris and gets up to about the 26, about a 7-yard return. He scooped it at the 19 as Austin Walker's kicks have largely just been ground ball kicks. And that's where Glass offense will get ready to begin. And if you're Glass, what are you looking for right now? Is it continuing to fight hard through this? Is it trying to stay as skilled as you possibly can? I mean, you're down 56-0, and there's still 3:30 left in a running clock in the third quarter.
Yeah, now you're in a tough spot right here, but again, it doesn't matter how many points you're behind. You want your kids to execute, do what you've been practicing all week. And really, yeah, it's about pride. It's about giving effort. Even as bad as things are, you still want that type of execution.
This time it's a snap. A.J. Cole's the backup quarterback. Swing pass left side. It was intended for Lincoln Funk, the H-back, and he was lit up on the far side. Pearson Brooks was right there along with Luke Johnson, and it's incomplete. Second down. The referee, Trey Lau, was emphatic that was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, they got some second team guys in here on defense now too across the front. Looks like they got the second group of guys in there. A couple new linebackers in position, new corners, a new safety. They got all the second team guys in here playing right now against the Glass offense.
So Glass has A.J. Cole's their backup quarterback in the game, and he took over a few series ago. Things just weren't working for Jaleel Holloway. They haven't really been working for much of anybody for EC Glass tonight as they insert a new player as Cameron Mosby trots off, and in his place, Vincent Edwards. 4 down linemen for JF. They're all backups. Handoff over to the far side, left side 30. Turning the corner, the 35, and tripped up at the 40. Undercut over on the far side, Nazir Wolfolk. And he'll get there. And Nas Wolfolk picks up 13 to move the chains for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, good run right there against the second team of defenders for the Cavaliers. That was a big first down run. One of the positives that we've seen here for the Hilltoppers tonight. Good 13-yard run, good first down run. Again, the clock is still continuing to run.
And it is. It's been churning here. We're under a minute and a half to go in the third quarter as the snap and a handoff to, fake. Coles keeps it. Hit at the 43, dives up to the 45, ball pops out. It looked like he fell on it at the 48, and that's what the referees say. A.J. Cole was tripped up in the open field. Good job just getting a hand in there was Caden Calloway, the backup junior defensive back, read that well, and Coles, they'll give him where the ball popped out at the 46, not the forward progress. Good gain still, pick up of 6.
Yeah, and again, that was a good open field tackle right there. Close that hole up quick right there and was able to get a trip up on his legs and knock him down after about 6-yard gain. But again, the Hilltoppers are actually got a little bit of a drive going here late in this third quarter against the second team defenders.
This time handoff, Wolfolk barrels through a defender in midfield, ball pops out. JF recovers it back at the 43. Yet another turnover for EC Glass. They have just been falling in droves here tonight.
Well, let me tell you what, it's amazing the amount of turnovers that have just been continually plaguing the Hilltoppers right there. Again, another fumble, another ball on the ground, another turnover, and again, we have the Cavaliers taking full advantage of that, giving more opportunities here, and we actually have a changeup. Again, with more guys getting a chance to play. Looks like they got the third team group of linemen in here now, getting a chance to get some live snaps in the varsity game.
Some of this is a reward as the clock will head to the fourth quarter. Some of this is also a chance to really see what it takes to play at the varsity level, even if it's in a blowout decisive spot, which is where we are at City Stadium after 3. Jefferson Forest cruising past EC Glass. 56-0 on JF Cavalier football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Short show on Friday, but Ty and I were still able to discuss the big matchups in the NFL and college football, like JMU and Old Dominion, and the historic Washington Commanders versus Dallas Cowboys matchup, a historic rivalry where we brought on Zach Wolchuk from 105.3 The Fan and Seawall from Bowie TV to talk about the upcoming game. Monday on the Fast Lane, Ed and I will be doing Around the Commonwealth. Be sure to tune in 5 to 6 p.m. weekdays on VTR and Sports and 93.3 FM, 1320 a.m.
VTR in Sports, powered by ESPN Radio. The games play here. NFL Sunday kicks off at 9:15 a.m. with a game in London between the Rams and the Jags. Then Eagles at Vikings, Commanders at Cowboys, and then Falcons at 49ers. Plus a Monday night doubleheader with coverage starting at 6 p.m. Bucks at Lions, then Texans at Seahawks. Catch all the games on VTR in Sports, 93.3 FM, 1320 AM, and on the VTR in Sports app. Or at your smart speaker, open VTR in Sports.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
We'll have a running clock the rest of the way. It's a handoff to left side for JF. Slipping through a couple of tackles and up to the 46 is Isaiah Campbell, the backup junior running back. Burrows his way for 3. Second down and 8. We'll call it 7 coming up. Actually, nope, they'll mark it back at the 44. So a gain of only a yard after that questionable spot. Long week catching up to referee Trey Lyle on the far side of the field. Thankfully, it's a blowout, 56-0, so it's not going to impact the game and not too much grief coming for other people. Shotgun snap for Peyton Jackson coming up. He's only in as a starting quarterback to pitch it like that play over the left side and turning the corner. Aubrey Justiniano gets it to the 45, maybe the 46, another yard and a half. Coach, it's 56-0 JF, running clock. It'll be that way the rest of regulation here, so we'll be done with this game in the next 10 to 15 minutes, depending on potential scores. 8 total turnovers if you count the blocked punt. I mean, this has just been from bad to worse to worse.
Well, I really believe that might be some type of record. I know Coach Cruz might want to check into that. 8 turnovers has got to be getting close to a record, if not a record.
Misdirection handoff left side, 50-yard line of glass, now inside the 45 of the Hilltoppers, and wrestled down on the far sideline in front of the glass bench at the 42. That time, the inside run was Leon Brown, and he gets a turn. And it's a hold called on the backup O-line for JF.
Yeah, Leon Brown with the run right there. Probably a lot of JV guys getting some varsity time right here. And again, the penalty right here is going to negate that really good wing counter by number 23, Leon Brown. And again, the defense has not been able to read that play. Again, they have the game film right there. The coaches should have had the defense prepared to read what that play is and what the keys are to knowing that wing counter is a viable play that they like to run.
So it's 3rd and 9 once again for JF. Ball snapped left hash mark to Peyton Jackson, the quarterback in title only. He's the chief handoffer, and this time it's a handoff to Leon Brown again into the middle of this defense. Gets to about the 48, and it'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see what JF elects to do. It looks like they'll send on the punting unit to boot this away.
No, he's keeping the punt team on the sideline. We are not going to see a punt tonight. At this point, you got nothing to lose. The clock's going to keep running. He's willing to give the ball back to the Hilltoppers, which have not been able to really do any offense. Their offensive statistics are going to look atrocious.
Yeah, when Bryson Gordon does the write-up for newsadvance.com, I'll be curious how those numbers read in a couple of days. This time a misdirection handoff. Brown, left side, 50, gets toward the 45. Is that enough? Yes, it is for a JF first down. Fighting Leon Brown. He missed his opportunity earlier because of the holding call. Gets his second one on 4th down and 7, and it's enough to move the chains and keep this JF offense on the field and keep that running clock working with 56-0 JF lead. And the clock will go inside 8:40 to go here in quarter number 4.
Yeah, great job right there by Leon Brown, the sophomore, getting a chance to make a big first down run there on 4th down. Again, it's just keeping the offense, getting a lot of these second, third team guys a lot of reps on the field in live action at the varsity level. Always is going to pay dividends in the future for Coach Cruz.
So Jackson helping pilot the offense and just get an idea of who might be ready for varsity action. Brown gets the handoff again. He's slung down in the open field. Nice open field tackle on the far side. One of the few bright spots to Navia Mosley for EC Glass, and he slings down Leon Brown for a loss of 2.
Yeah, nothing happening right there. Inside run, the offensive line not getting a surge right there, and as he tried to bounce it outside. The outside linebacker able to read that and come right upfield and make a tackle in the backfield for a loss.
One receiver to the far side, one to the near. Unless they're on end rounds, I don't think they're getting it in the air from Peyton Jackson. Instead, Isaiah Campbell, the back to the left. It's a snap and it's a pitch play instead. Off the left side, tripped up and brought down at the 44. Gain of only 1. 3rd and long on the way for JF's offense.
Yeah, again, you're starting to see the defense make a few plays right here against the second team group for the Cavaliers, and you would expect that at this point in the game. Second, third string guys in there not able to do things and execute quite at the high level speed that the first team group has been doing all night long. And so you do have some of the Hilltoppers making some plays now where they have not been making those with the first team on the field.
Yeah, they're getting a chance to at least make some plays, and to Glass's credit, they're fighting, but the execution has just not been there tonight. Shotgun snap, and it's a left side handoff. Slipping through one tackle at the 43. Now picking his way to about the 42 is Isaiah Campbell. He's hit by 3 Glass defenders, and it'll be another 4th and long as Jackson is quick to help up Lincoln Funk from EC Glass.
Well, you got a 4th and 10 right here. The clock is continuing to go. We're almost halfway through the 4th quarter right now. And again, Coach Cruz has no urgency. He knows whether they make the first down or not. This game is well out of hand. Just trying to get as many guys opportunities to get on the field. It's going to make the practice week so much better when some of these second and third team guys have actually gotten in the game.
Yeah, challenge is maintaining focus because now you've got Rustburg, who's had a really rough year, coming into Sabre Stadium next week as well. This time slipping through one tackle and down to about the 39. Brought down a little potential horse collar from behind, but it's not called. I think it was a legit tackle just over the shoulder by, once again, Tynavian Mosley, and he has a good tackle there. He's been, again, one of the rare bright spots for a rough night for EC Glass, and JF just electing to turn it over on downs with 5:47 left in the 4th quarter and a 56-zip lead at EC Glass.
Yeah, and then, again, you got some guys there on the field right now for JF, second, third team guys that are on the field. In fact, I see number 61 out there, Javion Grayson, senior, has been with the program all 4 years, done a great job. Love seeing those type of guys get on the field and earn a few plays right here after all the hard work they've been putting in for practice.
Yeah, it's a snap and a play fake and a rollover from Coles over to the right side. Sees a man open. Nice one-handed grab at the 46. What a job to snare that one from Demarius Harris. He grabbed it and just cradled the ball in. Quite the athletic play.
Yeah, that was a great catch, one-handed great catch right there. That would look good on TV if someone had a chance to see that replay, because that was a heck of a high school catch right there for a good 6-7 yard gain.
Shotgun snap coming to Coles. He keeps it himself left side. He's got an opening. He runs into a couple of JF defenders. The first one that met him there was Evan Triplett, the linebacker, and he gets down to the 46, and now a late flag comes in.
Yeah, late flag coming in right there. See what they're going to call on that.
And for the record, that was not our own Trey Lyle that threw that flag. I don't know which side might be upset. That was another referee. And it looks like it's going to be a personal foul on JF of some variety. It might be a face mask on the tackle.
It could be, but that's going to give him 15 yards. That's actually going to put him down close to the 30-yard line. This is the best offensive position that the Hilltoppers have seen the entire game.
It'll be down to the 31 for EC Glass. They would love to snap the shutout attempt for JF. That's where we are with 4:37 to go in the 4th. 56-0 JF. They have been in cruise control from pretty much the beginning of this game. Marched down the field, scored a touchdown. Point after was actually partially deflected, but then an interception on 3rd down, and that changed everything. This time a throw toward the Impact Church end zone and incomplete as Coles overshot Karan Mosby. A couple of Cavalier defenders were there, including Harrison Carter, who was there and had the touchdown earlier, and it'll set up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he was Mosby looking for a flag right there, but it was kind of a jump ball. Everybody kind of went up for it, and nobody really had a chance to bring it down. So officials just letting that play out. No flag, no interference call on that one.
Instead, it'll be 2nd and 10. We have a running clock, so we're under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Coles drops back. He looks to his left. He floats it off to the left, and Buck does a good job to pull it in at the 29. It was a nice grab, flicking it up off of the field turf, and he pulled it up, and Lincoln Funk pulls it in. It's a gain of only 2, but pretty athletic play.
Yeah, great little dive and catch right there, even though it was a minimal gain right there. But he was able to dive and lay out and pull that one in for a catch, putting him in 3rd and 8 right now. And again, the defense for the Cavaliers sitting in there, 4-3 defense. They got 2 safeties. They got 2 corners right here, ready to play.
Adler Trost coming off the field on that 3rd down. Quick throw over to the right side, swing pass 30 at the 25. He's finally hit and brought down in the open field as Demarius Harris was the one who had the ball, and Justin Lester, a great open field tackle. And now it looks like another late flag comes in. We're getting a lot of trash talk that's being levied by EC Glass and the 2nd/3rd string defenders for Jefferson Forest.
Well, I tell you what, that was a great play by the outside linebacker, Justin Lester, right there. He was getting blocked and was still able to come off the block and make an open field tackle on one of EC Glass's best players. That was Harris, and that was a good play by Lester.
While we sort out what the referees say, we're at 2:49 to go in the fourth quarter. We have a running clock, so quickly we'll go under 2 minutes. And a reminder, life doesn't give you a 2-minute warning, which is why a life insurance plan might be right for you. If it is, find out which options are available with your Erie Family Life agent, Andy Matthews, your guy, Coach Kennedy.
Andy Matthews, you want insurance, he's the guy to see. And let me tell you what, EC Glass Hilltoppers needed some kind of insurance tonight because they have taken a thumping from the Cavaliers, and that penalty is on the Hilltoppers, and that pretty much has taken them into a 4th and 20 here.
Yeah, it's 4th and 18 to be specific. They need to get down to the 22. They'll snap it from the 40 off the right hash mark, and the first time out that either team has burned this evening comes. Is it actually a timeout, or is it? No, it's just the referee stopping the clock to reset things. Clock under 2.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Last-ditch attempt for this Glass offense. Coles drops back. He floats it. He tries to step up in the pocket, takes off. Now he'll run, and he just runs through a couple of Glass defenders on the far side. At the 35, it'll be a turnover on downs, and there's some jumping for joy on the JF sideline, knowing that they're going to be a couple kneel downs away from preserving the shutout.
Well, what they did was they secured the shutout, and these starters over here were pretty excited, pretty happy for those 2nd and 3rd team guys to be able to make some plays and get a stop. They are super excited for their teammates, and that's what you want to see. That's just a great team chemistry right there, and a lot of that starts at the top with Coach Cruz. What a great night of football for the JF Cavaliers tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of in basketball when the backups get those shots up late in the game. This is kind of the same thing. You get some backups that have scored tonight. They've found their way to the Impact Church end zone. They come up with defensive stops, and now JF can bleed the remaining clock off. Play clock down to 2 to 1. They snap it. You can see the play clock here, and it's an inside handoff up past the 40 to about the 43. JF technically can start kneeling it down. We'll see if they go with that route or they just keep handing it off and letting some of the backups get some more totes.
Yeah, Justin Lester right there. He's a senior right now, and this is a great opportunity for him to get in some big plays that he normally has not been able to do in some of the close games, and add up some good yards right there and run hard and show what he can do as a senior, dressing out for his final season in high school football.
It'll be 2nd and 2 from the 42 off the left hash. Clock's going to go to 73 seconds and counting down in the fourth quarter, and JF's now going to kneel it down. So they'll have one more kneel down coming after this, as Manny Motes came in and just tapped Jackson on the helmet. And having spoken with our own Ty Tracy, who's a former lineman, the voice you'll hear on our postgame show, in kneel downs, a lot of times the lineman will just go, "We cool?" Which basically is code for, "Are we really going to hit each other?" And we didn't get it there. Play clock is a 40-second play clock, so JF can snap at any moment now as they break the huddle. It gets back to 40 on the game clock. We are under that, so JF can snap it when they're ready, get one final kneel down and a team rush loss yardage, and we'll be able to end it. There might have even been an offside, but Jackson takes the snap. Left knee goes into the turf at the 30-yard line, And that's how this one's going to wrap up. 56-0 JF. The applause you hear is the JF fans on the near sideline. They get a shutout. They get a hard-fought victory and a lot of help from EC Glass. 56-0 here this evening. And boy, it's a tale of two programs in a rivalry that's featured its highlights. This was not one of it from a Glass perspective. 56-0 JF rolling at EC Glass tonight to get to 6-2 overall and 3-1 in district play.
Well, I tell you, just the real shocker was just the toppers and their turnovers. Unbelievable. Looking at potentially a record 8 turnovers. There is no way you can make anything positive out of that. 8 turnovers is absolutely unacceptable, and you got to figure out how you can straighten the ship up right there for Coach Lovelace.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of soul searching you've got to do if you're an EC Glass supporter in terms of what you're going to get, how you're going to bounce back from this one, because EC Glass has got their work cut out for them the remainder of the season if they're going to find a way to just bounce back from this loss tonight. They're a team that in the early portion of the year, they've lost some close games to Patrick Henry, who's a top team in 5A. They lost a close game to GW Danville, who's the one team entering tonight ahead of Jefferson Forest in 4A football. And yet, this is a team that really, it's come off the hinges the last couple of weeks. They got beat 49-6 against Heritage. They did beat Liberty, but then 42-3 last week at LCA, and now 56-0 to Jefferson Forest. This is a Glass team that's got to rally real quickly if they want to have a chance to make the high school football playoffs.
Yeah, no, they're going to pretty much have to win out to even have a chance to get their name up in the rankings right there. But for the Hilltoppers, they got a lot of things they need to fix after tonight to even have a chance to make something like that happen. But, man, what great news for Coach Cruz, for JF. They are looking dominant against these teams that have not really shown much because they have been so good. They have been solid everywhere, offensively, defensively, controlling the turnovers, minimal penalties tonight. Just a really clean game for JF. Very clean game, well executed. That's exactly what you want as they continue to move forward in this season.
Yeah, I mean, if you're JF, you're taking care of business the way that you would want. It's a little hard to judge it when you factor in this was not outside of the opening drive of the game. JF never marched up and down the field at all. They were aided and abetted by turnovers all night. When you include the block punt, you're at 8 different turnovers from interceptions to fumbles and the block punt. I mean, it's equal opportunity in terms of the ways that JF was able to corral turnovers. To their credit, though, they never really lost focus. They had a couple of moments in the second half with second and third string players where the trash talk kind of got to them. That's also a lack of just experience. It's going to pop up when you have backups in the game and what's a decisive scenario. But to JF's credit, they're playing exactly the way you would want them to play in matchups where they should have a decided advantage, which is coming in, establishing the tone early. They did that against Amherst last week. They did that tonight against EC Glass. And for JF, they get Rustburg next week, a winless team in Seminole District play. That should be the same mindset and approach for JF, is continue to prepare your week the right way and have that mindset to get you in to what's next, because after that game against Rustburg, it gets a lot tougher.
Yeah, again, great job by Coach Cruz and his coaching staff, just having everybody on the same page, executing, getting everything done that needed to get done for this big victory. They just celebrated with the black and blue trophy that they have just received. They're going to be able to keep that at the school for another whole year. That's an awesome job.
Yeah, they'll get to parade that thing around Jefferson Forest High School and look at it and pose with pictures right now for it, and then turn their attention to the remainder of the season. Meanwhile, we turn our attention to our post-game show. Ty Tracy will have your Crossroads Family Dentistry Made You Smile play of the game. It was one of the few passes that was thrown and a beauty that was corralled. Ty Tracy will have an update on how that unfolded. Plus, your offensive and defensive players of the game presented by the Forest Youth Athletic Association. No cheating, FYAA, because there's going to be a double up on that. Ty Tracy will explain that as well. Plus, scores from around the area. In the meantime, Coach Kennedy and I are going to say so long from City Stadium. It was all Jefferson Forest. They improved to 6-1, 3-1 in Seminole District play. They send EC Glass down to 2-5 overall, 1-3 in Seminole District action. Your final score, Jefferson Forest 56, EC Glass nothing.
It's easy to forget we've got a lot to be thankful for. A gorgeous place to live, friendly people, and the freedom to be our best. Apple Auto Glass wants to remind you of how wonderful things still are and how fortunate we are. And of course, when you need to fix a crack in your windshield, side window, or mirror, you can trust Apple Auto Glass. When you call Apple Auto Glass, you'll speak with Harold or one of his associates, not some mystery man from an 800 number. So take time, give thanks, and when you need to fix your glass, call Apple Auto Glass, Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg.
VTR in Sports, powered by ESPN Radio. The games play here. NFL Sunday kicks off at 9:15 a.m. with a game in London between the Rams and the Jags. Then Eagles at Vikings, Commanders at Cowboys, and then Falcons at 49ers. Plus a Monday night doubleheader with coverage starting at 6 p.m. Bucks at Lions, then Texans at Seahawks. Catch all the games on VTR in Sports, 93.3 FM, 1320 AM, and on the VTR in Sports app. Or at your smart speaker, open VTR in Sports. VTR in Sports, powered by ESPN Radio. The games play here. College football action this Saturday. Coverage starts at noon as Oklahoma takes on South Carolina in the SEC. Then, an ACC championship game rematch as SMU takes on Clemson, and the nightcap, the third Saturday in October. Tennessee takes on Alabama. Catch all the big games on VTR in Sports, powered by ESPN Radio. 93.3 FM, 1320 AM. Streaming on the VTR in Sports app and as your smart speaker, open VTR in Sports.
It's here, the Fall Spectacular at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford. Get 0% for 72 months on 2025 Ram 1500s, or take 10% off MSRP and save up to $13,500. Drive off today in a Wrangler Sport and save up to $6,000 off MSRP. Don't miss the Fall Spectacular sales event at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, 1750 Independence Boulevard, MagicCityBedford.com. Financing with approved credit. See dealer for details. Offers end 10/31/25.
Summertime means hot temperatures, but hot deals are at InsaneRadioDeals.com. Check out great deals from the Lynchburg Hillcats, both general public and premium reserve tickets at the site right now. Try scuba classes from Aqua Trek Adventures. Plus, one of the best deals at all, Linex and Lynchburg bed liners, a $700 value for only $567. Hot deals during this hot summer at InsaneRadioDeals.com.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard and transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to your old surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after photos.
Summertime means hot temperatures, but hot deals are at InsaneRadioDeals.com. Check out great deals from the Lynchburg Hillcats, both general public and premium reserve tickets at the site right now. Try scuba classes from Aqua Trek Adventures. Plus, one of the best deals at all, Linex and Lynchburg bed liners, a $700 value for only $567. Hot deals during this hot summer at InsaneRadioDeals.com.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Welcome to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers postgame show presented by TrostLaw.com. I am Todd Tracy here in our final show of the hour, of the night, excuse me. JF gets the big win, 56-0. I mean, what can you say? They just dominated. I mean, turn over the ball 8 times. That is, you can't do stuff. You can't turn the ball like that. That changed the game mentally. Now you see the score 56-0. We turn the ball 8 times, almost 10. You see the score. And I believe that's the most turnovers they had since Coach Cruz been there. I believe because the defense always been good, but I think this is a new season high or career high for the defense. 8 turnovers. That's amazing. So congratulations, y'all boys, getting the win. You move on to 6-1. You still make sure you stay on top of. You still compete for that top seed in the Region D of the 4A division for JF, because right now you got GW, Shenandoah, Louisa County. So I think it's going to be a tight race for it. So they dominated. That's how you do it. 6-0. You get the win. You move on. Now you get ready for Rustburn next week. Now for our offensive FYAA offense and defensive player of the game. First, I'm gonna say this. Let's go with the Made You Smile play of the game goes to excuse me, Jack Lee on a 29-yard catch set up to TD. Good job, young fella. I mean, that's the play of the game. I mean, it was a perfect pass, perfect catch. That's how you get the touchdown. And shout out to Jack Lee for getting that touchdown. He got a stat book now he can look at. He can talk about the next tomorrow morning or Monday. But either way, congratulations, young fella. That's how you get that's how you get selected for May You Smile play of the game. Jack Lee, 29-yard touchdown catch. Good job, young fella. Now, all FYA offensive player of the game goes to the big guys. Come on now. Chase Parker and Logan Hamilton. Excuse me, everyone. That's how you do on the right side of the ball for the right guard and right tackle. They held down on the right side. I mean, Chase Parker and Logan Hamilton, congratulations, y'all too. The big boys deserve some love. I mean, it starts up front in the trenches. They know that. And then FYA defensive player of the game goes to, again, Logan Hamilton. I mean, he dominated the whole time. I mean, it starts up front. You get both sides of the ball, and he deserves it. He calls eruption in the front. I mean, like I said, JF got the best defensive line, I think, in the Central District, and that's how you do it. And now he got defensive player of the game for FYA defensive player again. Congratulations again, Logan Hamilton. Like I said before, congratulations, Jack Lee, Chase Parker, and Logan Hamilton. Congratulations, y'all boys, getting selected, winning FYA offensive and defensive player of the game, and get selected for May You Smile play of the game. So that's it. I mean, what can you take off from the game? You're 6-1 now. You move on to Rustburg. You still want to continue for that top seed for the 4A division in Region D, because it's going to be tough. So congratulations, Coach Cruz and the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers getting the win tonight against the rival, and that Black and Blue Bowl goes home with them. So next, I'm going to give y'all some some final scores around the area and some college football updates. You're listening to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers post-game show presented by TroSlaw.com.
The same shade of red, 2 totally different seasons. Join us this Friday, October 24th, when the reeling Rustburg Red Devils visit the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers on the latest edition of JF Football presented by TroSlaw.com. Your Central VA flooring kickoff show starts at 6:30. Kick at 7 on the Virginia's Talk Station app, 100.9 FM Lynchburg, 95.5 FM Bedford, and Open Virginia Talk Radio Network on your smart speaker. JF Football is also presented by Apple Auto Glass, Clyde Smith Plumbing, Impact Church, Magic City, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford, and the Concrete Wizard.
Short show on Friday, but Ty and I were still able to discuss the big matchups in the NFL and college football, like JMU and Old Dominion, and the historic Washington Commanders versus Dallas Cowboys matchup, a historic rivalry where we brought on Zach Wolchuk from 105.3 The Fan and Seawall from Bowie TV to talk about the upcoming game. Monday on the Fast Lane, Ed and I will be doing Around the Commonwealth. Be sure to tune in 5 to 6 p.m. weekdays on VTR and Sports and 93.3 FM, 1320 a.m. Lynchburg.
Summertime means hot temperatures, but hot deals are at InsaneRadioDeals.com. Check out great deals from the Lynchburg Hillcats, both general public and premium reserve tickets at the site right now. Try scuba classes from Aqua Trek Adventures. Plus, one of the best deals of all, Linex of Lynchburg bed liners, a $700 value for only $567. Hot deals during this hot summer at InsaneRadioDeals.com. VTRN Sports, powered by ESPN Radio. The games play here. College football action this Saturday. Coverage starts at noon as Oklahoma takes on South Carolina in the SEC. Then, an ACC championship game rematch as SMU takes on Clemson in the nightcap, the third Saturday in October. Tennessee takes on Alabama. Catch all the big games on VTRN Sports, powered by ESPN Radio, 93.3 FM, 1320 AM, streaming on the VTRN Sports app, and ask your smart speaker, open VTRN Sports.
Stanford General Manager Andrew Luck, the former #1 NFL draft pick, joined the Fast Lane and discussed how he vets players who are just about money from ones who value the full Stanford experience.
System, it's the country we live in. Our academic threshold and rigor sort of is an amazing filtering system. We gotta there's not that many guys a year that qualify, and we got to go find them and make sure we're putting a compelling, holistic offer in front of them. Scholarship, ability to come to the what I believe. People say one of the best. I think it's the best university in the world and part of the coolest athletic department in the world. Shoot, went to Paris, but look, NIL matters. I don't think we need to act like it doesn't matter. It's part of our world, and we're certainly embracing it. Again, resonant with our values and academic integrity, but a college scholarship matters.
Join us for the Fast Lane weekday afternoons, 5 to 6 p.m. on the VTRN Sports app, 93.3 FM, and ask your smart speaker, open VTRN Sports. And if you miss it, Fast Lane Edling, wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Welcome back to Jefferson Forest Cavaliers post-game show presented by TrostLaw.com. I am Todd Tracy. Now here are some final scores. And last, I wouldn't say still mid-game. Wouldn't say mid-game, but still in the game. High schools around the area. Patrick County is leading against Nelson County 21-7. Close ball game between Dan River and Gretna, as right now Dan River's up by 7, 28-21. William Campbell down against Chatham, as Chatham might get the win 16-0. Close ball game still, as Appomattox up against Alta 13-0. Tie ball game right now is Martinsville against Tunstall 14-14. Magna Vista is up against Bassett 28-17. Score right now between Lower Botetourt and Stan River 20-14. Lower Botetourt. LCA gets the win against Rustburg 65-0. Tight ball game between Northside and Franklin County, as right now Northside is up by 3, 16-13. GW Danville gets the win against Halifax 42-0. As a close game, as Heritage is like will get the win against Amherst 21-0. Brookville gets the win against Liberty Bedford 52-8, and then JF gets the win 56-0. Congratulations to the teams that won, and move on next week as they celebrate the win tonight and tomorrow. As I give you some scores around, as I give you some college football triple header, VTRN Sports for college football triple header and quadruple header for NFL Sunday. As right now, we got the Oklahoma Sooners versus the South Carolina Gamecocks. Cover starts at 12. Kickoff starts at 12:45. The SMU Mustangs versus the Clemson Tigers. As cover starts at 3. Kickoff starts at 3:30. Then the Tennessee Volunteers versus the Alabama Crimson Tide. With cover starts at 7. Kickoff starts at 7:30. As I said before, Oklahoma versus South Carolina. Kickoff starts at 12. Kickoff starts at 12:45. Cover starts at 12. SVU Mustangs versus the Clemson Tigers with kickoff starts at 3:30, cover starts at 3. Then it's Tennessee Volunteers versus the Alabama Crimson Tide with cover starts at 7, kickoff starts at 7:30. Now for our NFL Sunday quadruple header, we got the LA Rams versus the Jacksonville Jaguars at London with kickoff starts at 9:30 a.m. with cover starts at 9:15. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Minnesota Vikings with cover starts at 12:30. Kickoff starts at 1. The Washington Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys with kickoff starts at 4:25 p.m. with cover starts at 4. The Atlanta Falcons on the Sunday night matchup with Atlanta Falcons versus the San Francisco 49ers with kickoff starts at 8:20 p.m. with cover starts at 7:30. As I said before, first game will be the LA Rams versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cover starts at 9:15. Kickoff starts at 9:30. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Minnesota Vikings with kickoff starts at 12:30. Kickoff starts at 1 o'clock. Cover starts at 12:30. Excuse everyone. The Washington Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys with the kickoff starts at 4:25. Cover starts at 4. The Atlanta Falcons versus the 49ers with kickoff starts at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Then cover starts at 7:30. Now, so a little college football scores as we got Louisville's up against Miami by a touchdown, 17-10, with minute left in the third quarter. Nebraska versus Minnesota is a still tight ball game midway with the end of the first half with the score right now 7-6 Minnesota. Then St. Joseph State versus Utah State, as right now is a close. They still in the middle of the first quarter is 6-3 Utah State. Then tonight we got the UNC Tar Heels versus the California Golden Bears tonight at 10:30 p.m. So that's everything for tonight. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us on the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers post-game show presented by TroSlaw.com. Now we'll send it to our regular programming on 100.9 on WIQO. I'm Todd Tracy. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next Friday as Jefferson Forest hosts the Rustburg Red Devils. Good night, everyone.
Friday on the morning warm-up, Mike Neff, frontstretch.com, joined us about Penske's chances to still make the championship 4, Danny Hamlin getting to 60 wins, and possible format changes in the future. Plus, Sam, Ty, Luke, and I made our picks for the games this weekend. Monday, we'll react to the weekend. Join us in the morning warm-up, weekday morning, 7 to 8 a.m. on VTRN Sports, 93.3 FM, 1320 a.m., and on the VTRN Sports app.
The same shade of red, 2 totally different seasons. Join us this Friday, October 24th, when the reeling Rustburg Red Devils visit the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers on the latest edition of JF Football presented by TroSlaw.com. Your Central VA Flooring kickoff show starts at 6:30. Kick at 7 on the Virginia's Talk Station app, 100.9 FM Lynchburg, 95.5 FM Bedford, and Open Virginia Talk Radio Network on your smart speaker. JF Football is also presented by Apple Auto Glass, Clyde Smith Plumbing, Impact Church, Magic City, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford, and the Concrete Wizard.
It's like, who made you Pope, pal? Sit down. Don't lecture us about anything. And then the same goes for JB Pritzker.